So, special time, failure lab. I don't like to call mine failure lab. I never understood that. Mine is called failure class. So, I am literally in and I'm calling mine failure class because it's going to give me a chance to say, hey, let's talk about some stuff. Let's get in here and talk about stuff. I got a couple of things motioning and moving. So, special time. I've got some things going on. I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to turn it down so y'all can't hear that part. But I'm in live taking questions and answering questions for folks, right? You get a chance to join in on the conversation. And I'm looking at it on one of my other screens over here, y'all. So now, here's the cool thing about that is failure. What if I told you failure was fun? Would you believe me? Or would you say, this guy has finally done it? Now, I'm looking at a couple of things here because I wanted this to be question and answer. I got a couple of things in from some people earlier today when I said that I was going to be going live with failure class and that you get a chance to come in and I get a chance to talk to you and answer questions. So I'm looking at questions over here on another screen. It's a little weird because it's like seeing yourself. So I get a chance to come in here and listen in on, things people are talking about. So you can go ahead and answer questions, ask questions over here. Okay. So that's cool. That's cool. Now, I've got some from a couple of people earlier today. And I said, you know what? I'm going to come in a little bit earlier. I may actually change the times. The reason I was doing 9 o'clock is because I teach class up until 8 a couple of times a week. So I wanted to make sure that I stayed consistent. So I knew that 9 o'clock, it just always works. 9 o'clock always works. So I says, maybe I better, at least explore doing a little earlier. Is that cool with y'all? So like I said, I get a chance to seeing a couple things here. I got people that may come in studio. I actually offered people to come in studio, so I get a chance to see them in studio too. So y'all forgive me. I'm going to be looking over at, because I can get 10 people inside the studio today. Okay. I get a chance to do that. That's cool. Let me double check, make sure type and see. Okay. So far I don't have anybody in studio. Privately talk with the host and other guests. So yeah, I can talk to people inside the studio right here. That's cool. But anyway, so here's the deal, y'all. We get a chance to literally talk about failure and get after it. I used to be so afraid of failure that I felt that I had to be perfect. Now I even got my headphones in today. My other ones were getting too hot, so I put these in, And I used to be so afraid of failure, man. It was terrible. It was terrible. I just started, doing all kind of things to cover for perfectionism. I called it that at sometimes. I'm looking again, I'm looking over here. I'm looking to see who's coming in, talking to me about different things. Okay. So yeah. All right, cool. And then I'm looking over here, making sure if anybody comes in studio, I get a chance to catch them in studio. So that's cool there. Right. All right. So nice. And we're just going to sit here and talk about failure. What's got you going? What's got you failing? What's got you feeling like a certain way? And I'm going to fight failure with you today. Boom. Me and you, we're going to fight it. Right? I'm going to go to battle with you today. So if you come in and you throw a question in, I'm looking at my phone too, so that somebody might, they like to DM me sometimes and throw in some DMs because they don't want to get on and all that stuff. Okay, that's fine. All right, let me double check, make sure. Let's see what we got. Okay, I got a couple people. All right, let me see what he's saying. Okay, that's better. All right, cool. Now, one guy I'll tell you one of the things that he had going on. And he was saying that, he was putting out a flyer, and he just sent me something here. I'm looking at it right now. And one of the things that I talked to him about, and he was afraid of, is, hey, when he comes in, he tries his thing. When he tries his thing, will it fail? And I said, I hope so, but I hope it fails fast. He was like, what are you talking about? I don't want it to fail at all. Well, we want to get information, though. And like I said, I'm going to be in here fighting failure with you, because now y'all know how I get down. Failure ain't failure until we stop learning from it. It's information. Information, not failure. Information. I was just informed whatever I just didn't work. I'll give you an example. All right. And again, I'm looking at a couple of screens. So making sure that I catch anybody's questions over here. It's just kind of weird when you see yourself talking, All right. Now, so there's a package that he was afraid would not work. And I'm going to tell him right now that this is much better, bro. Much better. Still busy, but better. And he was doing something, and I told him his flyer is too busy. Right? Now, the flyer was busy, but that's all right. It's not a failure until you don't do it, until you go in a shell somewhere, and for whatever reason you get in your shell, and that shell makes you stop. Well, how do we fight that? One of the ways that we fight that is by pushing through. There's nothing better. If you ever, I don't know about you, but back in the day when I used to do a little clubbing, yeah, your boy used to club a little bit. I used to literally go in the club, but it was always better when you had a wingman or a wingwoman, right? Well, because that reduced your fear. But then when you got in the club, what did you do? You sat along the wall. You saw a pretty girl. It could have been your wife, could have been your boyfriend, could have been your husband, could have been something. And you did not go up because you were afraid of failure. And then you saw some little munchkin go up and just ask everybody. He was like, hey, I am unafraid. I remember a guy told me this once. He was a kind of pretty popular, with the ladies. Wasn't that great looking, but he was a regular guy. And he says, if you're not being told no, in other words, no, I don't want to talk to you enough, you're not trying hard enough. That's literally what he said. So he was suffering failure by my stretch of the imagination all of the time. But he says, you know what? It ain't failure. It is me going out just doing something and trying. So anyway, that's what today's talk about, question and answers. Y'all get a chance to come in and ask me questions. I'm looking at my other screen over here, seeing who's asking me questions and what kind of stuff is coming in. So I get a chance to see this. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we're still good, y'all. I want to show you something I was failing at today. Now, I was trying to get something to work, and y'all get a chance to see some of my process, some of my working process. And this, I was using some AI, and it was not working, and it was super frustrating, man. So I want to see if I can pull this up real quick. This tool I was using. I got so mad at it that I literally threatened to fire it. Y'all know how I do, right? If the tool is not, if it's not cutting it, I'm getting ready to toss it out, right? So I think I can show y'all. I use this tool a lot. I use this tool because it's free, number one. And y'all know I like free stuff. Let's see if I got some guests coming in yet. All right, cool. Y'all let me know if y'all having any problems getting in, because sometimes I've heard that Restream could kind of be, they could be kind of funny sometimes and not let people in. So again, when it's Q&A like this, We just get after it, man. Here it is. Here's what I was doing. Now, it finally worked, but I was doing a video, and I was doing a video. Here is my buddy. Me and Rob, we do a podcast every Sundays. Now, y'all know I do podcasts too. I got my own, and then Rob and I do one, and then I have one with Ashley. So, I mean, I got a couple things going on. All right, just telling you. So here's what ended up happening. So I'm trying, this is my failure for the day, and I might show you 3 or 4 of them. So, okay, I see I got a couple people in. Let's see who's in here. Okay, cool. I see you. All right, cool. There we go. All right. And I could not get this thing to do right. Watch this. Here's what I said to it. Here's what the very first things. I said, you can't see the very first one that I asked it, but it gave me a picture back of Rob. Now, this is Rob right here. Y'all see him? This is Rob. So I had 2 images. So, of course, I'm telling you about the failure, but I'm also putting you up on game on different tools to use, right? Inside of the description field, if you look at the description field, I'll show you, I got links to different tools that I use. So I want you to be able to, we talk about failure, but then we also talk about ways to get past it, So this is what was failing for me today. And I'm going to tell you, it gets frustrating sometimes when you're working with tools and that stuff won't work, man, and you're pissed. And it's like, dang, AI was supposed to be the savior and it's frustrating you. And then you start realizing that AI, some of it's just BS. Just saying. All right. So here's what happened. Oh, here's the image that I wanted it to take from. I says, it gave me this picture. It gave me Rob with a gray beard. Now, again, this is Rob right here. This is for one of our other, podcasts I do on Sundays with the 2 Business Guys Mastermind. And this is what we were talking about. We were talking about rethink how you spend your time. Okay. Now, I needed to, okay, I got some people calling me. So, okay, what we got? Okay, I see it. Okay. All right, good. All right, I'm just keeping everything in front of me, y'all, so I can see everything. All right, so it was failing me today. It failed to give me what I wanted to get. Now, I like to show y'all, again, the Monetize Life Guy, you can't see the TV today because the TV it's noisy and blah, 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 and, whatever. So, yeah, there we go. All right, I see that. I see y'all. So it failed to give me what I wanted. And now I needed to get this video out. This is the thing. I needed to get this video out today. I should probably, while we're on, put that video up because it was driving me bananas. So that way you get a chance to see how I get over the failure. And then I want you to look at this and go, well, if he's getting over failure by just keeping it going, then I can do that same thing. And again, you get a chance to ask me questions. I am looking at both of my screens over here, y'all. So I'm getting a chance to look at it over here too. Good. So I may be going over here doing something, blah, 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 answering the question. Okay. So I want to make sure that if you can literally go, if you're on my YouTube channel, you can go into it and then talk, right? You can give me thumbs up, thumbs down, or whatever it is, or open up for a chat. Chat's available. It's open right now. I'm looking at it right now. Right. So, okay, cool. Well, watch this though. So it didn't give me what I want. Now, this app that I'm talking about right here, y'all. You can go to it and it'll do some amazing things. So it eventually did some cool stuff. Look at this app.reeve. I used a free version because I wasn't so sure about the app. I didn't want to pay for it. And I got some other tools that I use that, work good too. Okay. So this is Rob. I says I had 2 separate images. Now, here's the failure of the day. Failure number 1, it was in the tool itself. Boom. And then it was my patience because I got so frustrated with it that I just left. And I needed to get the video out today. So I may have to get it out while we're talking if y'all don't mind coming to work with me. And if you got some questions, how do you do this? And I'm going to go over a couple of things. But anyway, so, okay, Rob's here. This is me. I wanted us to be inside of this thing like that. Great. This mug creates this picture with gray with Rob with gray in his beard. So I kept having to tell, I said, look, take out the gray beard and make it smaller, but don't change anything else. Here's what some AIs do, if you've noticed this, right? Then it came back and gave me this beard, this guy. Who is that? All right, can y'all see that? Let me see if y'all can't see it. It gave me this picture. Now, Rob's beard looks like it's been painted on, and it changed me just a little bit. That it starts getting frustrating, right? So you start looking at it going, that's not good. It's not quite what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of that. Delete. Remember, this is Rob. Then it gave me this picture. Look, it still looks like Rob a little bit, but it's not. It's got a gray beard now. And I think maybe I'm looking a little older. So let's get rid of that. Now I'm showing you this stuff because, again, when we start talking about failure, you will have things that fail on you, period. Things will just fail. Now I got people coming in studio, and then I got chat over here. So I'm looking both ways. All right. So, okay, it couldn't give me what I wanted. I says, take that out. All right. So this is the next one. Now I gave Rob. Now, if I showed Rob this, he would be pissed. He'd be like, bro. In fact, I should show him. Say, hey, man, this is how they saying you look, bro. This is you in like 20 years. I'm gonna download that. He's gonna get a kick out of that. All right, but let's get rid of it. Again, the app is failing, so we want to be resilient enough. Remember this one right here. Look at this guy. That don't even look right. AI, come on. But I was having a failure day today, and I failed to get my stuff. So finally, it gave us something that I liked. Not this one. Look at this. They gave him a gray beard again, and they got me looking, a little older than I probably am. So it finally gave me something that I says I like this one. This is it. This is the one. That's Rob. That's me. Right? Rethink how you spend your time. Great. I needed that. So we're going to download that. Now, why I'm having this kind of conversation with you and showing you tools as I go is because this is what we do here at this particular channel. We're talking about always constantly creating things, right? Creating things that hopefully we can put out there and make money from. Digital tools, we use these digital tools, we use affiliate marketing so that we can get little extra incomes for ourselves. That's one of the key things. All right. Now, everybody down with that? Okay, cool. Should I play some music, y'all? Y'all want to hear some music? All right, hold on. I'll put the music on. Music Creator's been all right, man. Y'all remember Music Creator? Okay, so it's got some cool grooves. Let's go ahead and play a couple of things. I'll play this one first. Country Hookup. Country music is not bad. All right, so listen, I'm going to be going over a couple of other things that are filmed. If y'all want to see one, I created this course, me and a friend of mine. We were able to buy this how to do it course. This was some years ago. And you talk about failure. I think I sold one of these courses, and I think I had to refund them. Why did it fail? Because I got really concentrated in doing the thing, and I did not think about the customer. And I remember when I was working with the lady that I did this class with, she kept saying, "What do we have?" And I was like, "We got a course. We got a thing." And she was like, "Really? What do we have?" And I was like, "I don't know. We got something to give you." Can ask a question. Can ask a question. It's a failure. So we start thinking about what can I do to mitigate this? What can I do to get past it? What can I do to continue pushing on all of the evidence? All of the evidence is saying I should stop. That is what I really want you to think about. What is going to keep you going, even though all of the evidence is. Now you tell me. So inside of, I'm looking at over here, looking at this time. I'm looking over here, y'all. You can tell me in the chat. Come on in. I'll do it. Cool. Right, and I'm looking on my phone too, so if you want to say there's a couple places where you can go and have this conversation with me. That's up to you. Now, well, what's keeping you going? Now, here's one thing: ChatGPT don't do that. ChatGPT is not going to tell you to keep it. It's just going to tell you what to do. All right. So let me show you one of my other failures. No, I'm going to talk about something that came in. The guy asked me a question. He said, or I posted a question out there today. He said, I said out there, I put out that all you need is a PayPal link. That's all you need. A PayPal link and a PayPal link and a. So then I listed out why I said PayPal. This is what I want to show you. I want y'all to see this because this is all you got to do to go get yourself. Now, some people don't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? PayPal payment. So this is what we're going to show you live. And you get a chance to see you to be able to see this live. PayPal payment. This is it. Sometimes people don't show. People literally don't show you the how. That's a shame. All right, let's see if we can. I got somebody coming. So people don't show you the how. So I like to show you the how stuff, right? So you can get past this failure stuff. I can't. I don't have a place where people can pay me. Here's a Stripe link. You can set up payments in minutes. Really easy. PayPal is some people don't like it, but you create a payment link in seconds. Look at this. Some people call it. That's why I like to see it. Now look at this. Look how easy this is. Make any channel and checkout. Make what? Any channel and checkout. So emails, text messages, social media, your website, in person. Let shoppers check out from almost anywhere. So this is what I told the guy today. I says, I know what you have. You've got websites, you've got stuff, but sometimes selling from a Google document, simple, with a PayPal link, and then going down your messengers, right? If you go down Messenger, I'm going to go to my Messenger now, and I can look in here. I'm going to go. This guy is talking to me, so come on. I'm telling YouTube. Are y'all with me though? Right? We're talking about failure. I'm telling them sharing some failures of mine, and then I get a chance to listen or anybody that wants to come in and talk about theirs. So now what I'm showing you here is how easy it is to get past this particular failure. This particular failure is by creating a link. You just create a link or a button, and then it goes right in your bank account. Now they take their fees out, but I'm cool with that. because you can write the fees off if you got a little business. So you go ahead and create a little link or button. Let's see. Try to get so okay. Are y'all with me? PayPal link. That's one thing. Creating a PayPal link. Let me go back here. Stripe is another one. I use Stripe too. I mean, all of them have fees, but so what? You know, if you had your stuff on Shopify, that would be a fee as well. Okay, so let's get past that. We're gonna go long tonight. 'Cause I did a special one today. I said I'm gonna come on at 8 because I'm getting information that suggests that I should probably come on a little between 7 and 9, not after 9. I go on at 9 because I know when I'm in class, during class time, I wouldn't be able to come on at 7. Right? And 9 always, that's when I'm kind of like chilling too. So look at this. Remember, we get our payment link. First thing, create your payment link. Then what I want you to do is I want you to go over and create a Google document. I'm going to show you this here in a second. I'm going to go off share a little bit. So again, the cool thing is now, even if you use Macs and all that kind of stuff, they still give you access to Google Documents. So let's stop that. All you need is a payment link. PayPal, Stripe, doesn't matter, and a deadline. Why a deadline? This will get you past this failure of not launching them, right? So sell sell from the Google Doc. I'm trying to think of where I have this. So we'll get to it in a minute. But anyway, should have had it up already. Oh, how to turn. I think how to get paid. Oh, there it is. This is what I was talking about. So right here is a Google document. I'm going to show you how you can set up on a Google document. We get this. Remember, I told you I said I'm going to fight failure with you think you're failing at something. You know, I don't have all the fancy dancy stuff. I don't have this, that, and the third. I don't have landing pages. I don't know how to do all this stuff. Right? Now you get a chance to see how would we sell from a Google Doc. Again, the whole idea. Remember, I says first things first is that we are going to get ourselves a payment link like this, PayPal payment link. I can't help but teach. I'm sorry. I can't help but show you ways to monetize your life. I don't know why I'm putting this off. Right? So PayPal, we get the link, and then we go over to a Google document. Now, watch what I'm getting ready to do. This right here gets you past the thinking or the failing to go out and make offers. That's what I keep hearing because I'm answering a very specific question. I'm answering a question of how do I very easily, very quickly. Okay, so my post insightful. How do I get past not having computers? Said, I don't know how to do it. I said, okay, I'm going to do this. I said, okay, this is what I would do. Come here, right? Come in here. And I say, here's my Google Doc. Remember, we're going to have our payment link. I'm going to show you one that I have inside of this doc. So watch this. So inside of this particular Google document is another way that you can get past this belief that you don't have the tool. Simple Google Doc. Selling on the Google Doc. Now, this is question and answer, and I'm answering a couple of questions about failure from some stuff that people have talked to me about. And I put the post out earlier today, and I says, hey, listen, here, let's jam. So guy says, how do I simplify what I'm doing? How do I do that? How do I just make it super duper simple? Let's see. Curl reacted. Right? So she's talking. All right, great. All right, good. You betting yourself. Great. Sure. So now, this document can help you. Look at this. I just start off with something super simple. Nothing that takes a lot. You can sell from a Google Doc. Nothing that takes a lot. You can sell. Not a lot. This is the Google Doc that I sell from. It's simple. I use it with my links. You'll see that in a minute. Look at this. This one says just a little intro. Hey, this document could help you pay the rent, save your house, make you want to quit your job. I'm looking at both screens, y'all, so forgive me. I'm asking questions. So, yeah. Wait, cool. All right. Answer the question. So pay the rent. Let me help you pay extra cash in your pocket. Look at this. Here's part one. Quick tips. Quick tips. How to get paid stuff for free. Any questions on that? Cool stuff for free. Y'all can come in into the YouTube and ask questions because I'm watching it. I'm taking a look at it from this side. I'll probably do that going forward so that way I can ask questions live. I usually invite people um, into the doc itself. All right. Oh no, hey, Marcus says there's an echo. It could be because I have another screen open. I was answering questions. Here, Marcus, let me know if the echo goes away when I do this. Let me know. Just put a message in it when I get rid of what's on screen because I'm watching it on another computer. So when you got stuff that's too close, it's like trying to pick up. This is the mic is over here. All right. So let me know now. Just type your thing there. So 20, 33. In fact, I just found out something that I didn't know, and I could see. Okay, this is Marcus on Facebook, but I didn't realize that I could just that all the people coming in would show me inside the screen. Okay, so Marcus, let me know if it went away. It should have went away because now I'm off of both of those. So yeah, just let me know. But anyway, look at this. Google Docs, super simple. We're talking about failure. You get a chance to type in some questions. I can see your questions right here. In fact, let me see the answer markers. How, how about now? All right, so there you go. Um, okay, he says better. That's what it was. I had another computer up with stuff. I didn't realize that I could literally get all of my questions right here from if somebody asked me questions from YouTube. And here it is. Here's one of the things that the question I got earlier today was, how do I simplify selling? And quite frankly, Marcus, if you remember, I was talking about how you can sell from as simple as a Google Doc. Here's one of mine. I'll show the receipts. Right? So here's what we do. Watch this. Run free ads. So what I was doing with this particular document, I'll give you this, this document if you want. It will. If I share it with you, then you have it. And let's see if I can go ahead and do a couple things. Let's see, share, copy link. Anyone with a link? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So that's what I'll do. We'll go ahead and share this. This is the document. Cool. Now, look at this. So I was talking about how you can give away free stuff and still get paid, right? So I was talking about running free Facebook Marketplace, something. This right here worked for this lady so well that she had to stop. She had to stop. Let me see. I'm looking at the hands up. She knows it, talented. Tell us if she comes on and sees this. She actually was running this kind of thing. People were saying, "Hey, is this?" Because people were like, "Why are you asking this?" And it's not fun. But look. The QR code leads them to a simple landing page where you have other items yourself. You see what I just did? I just told you that this is a way to get past the failure. Remember, I told you today I'm gonna fight failure with you. All the music and everything. And this is AI music. I created this with it. So look at this. This is one of the ways to fight this idea that you don't have a place to sell from. I show you some other areas that I sell from that gives you a chance to go, okay, I can wipe out that idea. Okay. Now, uh, the question that I got earlier today, a person said that they were having some difficulty, was from, you know, overcomplicated stuff. Sometimes people want simple. This is simple. This right here, this little document right here is simple. Right? Look at this. QR code leads into a simple landing page. Think about the logic here. I'm giving this away. This has links on it. This is what I use to build all my landing pages. That is affiliate. Again, I tell people this all the time, and I'm going to tell you right now that what I do here is for educational purposes only. I like to talk to you today. I came on even earlier. Typically, I do 9 o'clock, but I came on earlier because I'm working with time. I'm seeing what people want. They want 7 o'clock. They want 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? 9 o'clock works better for me because I teach class, and I get out at 8. But if it's 7 o'clock, days I don't do that, I can come on at 7. Nope. But this is what you do. Part one, quick tips: how to get paid for doing stuff. Here it is. Facebook Marketplace. People have an intention to buy something. It is a gold mine. Put something on Facebook Marketplace. Say you're giving something away, and then when people come, you put the QR code. Say, "Hey, I got some other stuff. You want to go over here and check it out? Here it is." Boom, and then they leave. But they got the QR code of your stuff that you actually paid for. Give them that thing, get attention, or you drive them to a page. Hey, you can go and check it out right here. You can bid on it here, whatever it is. You're doing a bid service. The next time someone asks for your advice, sure, say sure. Ask them to buy you some coffee. Here is my buy me a coffee. You can sign up for it here. So I'm giving this thing away, showing people ways to get paid, even if they do stuff. So I said this document could maybe you pay the rent, save your house, some of the stuff, and I say this typical implied guaranteed or income that you will pay you money. You may not think of that. Understand. Or put extra cash in. See what I'm doing? Simple stuff. From a Google document, you know, not to suggest that people don't want fancier. But I remember one online mentor, he only sold. He didn't use landing pages. He didn't use websites. He didn't use none of that fancy stuff. He sold from a Excel spreadsheet. Kid you not. You give it away. He's an affiliate for everything on that sheet. So when you would ask questions about what he's using, because he would go on and show you stuff, and you would ask him questions about what he uses, he would go, "Oh, I'm using this. Here it is." You get a spreadsheet full of affiliate stuff, and he's giving you instructions on how to use it. This is some of the stuff I learned how to do that by doing stuff like that. Now, I know folks that's got an actual market code leads to simple down to people like, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly it. So just think about it. This is a simple doc. And this is something that I'm going to show you here in a second, Marcus, too, because we start thinking about as I go down here, I show other things. Now, we got landing pages. I'll be showing you that and how we different things for landing pages and create all kinds of stuff. But I look at it like this. I had this guy who he wanted to start a cleaning service. Real talk. He wanted to start a cleaning service. And I said, what's happening? He says, well, I don't have a car. I says, well, do you need a car? He says, well, to get back and forth to places. I said, well, before you get a car, could you just help other cleaning services get this? He says, what do you mean? I said, literally, you are lead generation for them. So your job is to every day just go out and just comb all of these areas, kind of look around and see who might need a service. You use the yellow pages, white pages, whatever. It's online. I said, now you go to a cleaning service and says, hey, I found a couple of companies that might need your service. And they're looking at you like, well, who are you? You send them to a Google Doc because he had no money. There's no harm, no foul. Sometimes you're just busted. You got no money. But you got other stuff. You got a mouse, you got a phone, you got a place that maybe, hopefully, you got a place where it's warm. So your job every day to get up, keep the TV on, just get on the phone. And I was telling him to use a free tool like this. This is what he would do. Show him how to go to campus, get a QR code. Look at this. Offer to turn old PDFs to pieces of writing, notes, and ideas. Otherwise, could you do that for other people? Yeah, people are busy. They think they want to do it themselves. They're busy like me. I think I want to do something myself. But you see, I'm already falling behind. My failure is that I'm falling behind. All of these are typically I'll keep a note when I do a show. I'll just kind of like notes and keep it down. So I'm falling behind. Like I showed you earlier, here are some of the images that I had to, finally got created right so I can now get the video out. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. Here's what I'm failing at. I'm going to help you fight your failures. Just drop it in the messaging, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're seeing it somewhere else. Just drop in your questions, and I'm going to answer them. Guess what? Anything. Now I got a couple of questions here. Yeah. Okay. This is how you would embed it. Now here's monetizing life strategy so you can cash your money. So I'm telling you now, here's some strategy. Imagine what you. So for example, you've got the idea that you have, but you don't know yet if anybody's getting down with it, right? You kind of know that's a problem. So we use something like this, a Google Doc, something simple. Maybe you have information because on a Google Doc, you can put all kinds of stuff here. Look at this. Insert image. Wait, you mean I can do an image? Yeah. You drop an image in here. I'll show you a couple of images here in a minute. Now look at this. So this is acting like a fully fledged web page, huh? Sorta. And don't get me started on what you can do, what you can turn it into, because it gives you the ability to do that. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. I don't want you all to saying, oh my gosh, I had no idea you could do this. I'm just giving you a very simplified version of this. Links. Here's a video. Turn your inbox into income. We're going to use a bit of AI with this one, but first, you see what I'm doing from a Google Doc? I'm giving some instruction. That's all. Giving some instruction. And then I'm taking people to different things where they can see it. So some, people are cynical nowadays, right? So people guys show me that you see. You know? So this video, if I clicked on this will take you to a video that shows you exactly how I do it and how you can do it too. Turn your inbox, in other words, your ordinary email inbox into cash in your pockets. Now, I say this with this caveat. That is typical implied guarantee. This is for education purposes. I'm giving you financial advice. I literally some things you can do to get past this failure to launch your stuff, failure, all these excuses. Like I talked yesterday, I talked about procrastination and perfectionism in yesterday's live. If you're on YouTube and you're seeing this on YouTube, then you can go and go to live and you can see that. All right, look at that. Turn that pile of ideas into income. This is another thing that I show here. I show you how to use a simple recorder. Now look at this. I know I'm not drinking coffee at 8:46. Saying. To have a good following, one of your social media pages to qualify for advice, you gotta have a following to get in Amazon to do this stuff, right? But these are all stuff that I bought. I bought this, I bought that book, I bought these things, testing it out, I bought David, I bought this thing. So now you buy something, so okay, y'all getting it? All right. Now look at this. Microsoft Bing back in the day, that's what they called it. Because you'll see here, I use images from when Dolly was around, right? You remember ChatGPT had Dolly, and it was making pictures like this, right? This is me, my guy. People kept saying, man, I don't like that because it was like, it just robbed somebody. You got the bag. This is one of my other launches where I talk about how to make brain from your bathroom. Y'all see me sometimes show up in a basketball. Yeah, t-shirt on. Got a basketball on because I want to show you how you can relax. These are things that we help us get past failure, y'all. Failure is insidious, man. You think it's slick, but it's not. You think it has us, but it does not. So why I'm talking about it today is I'm going through some of my failures. I'm going through something that other people have talked about, things that they have failed about. They sent me notices, literally on my phone. So I said, well, let's talk about it. Get after it. Let me help you fight it. Let me help you fight failure. So this is the kind of stuff that happens. Yeah. Yeah. So somebody's asking me what they want to do. And all right, cool. I'm good this week. Let's get it. This happens to be my downtime because so look at this. Get some AI and this simple software in your life and get paid. Use Perplexity and this SEO tool. These are certain SEO tools that I use to go out and drive traffic to your offer. Y'all seeing what I'm doing here? This is where I'll stop you and I'll add in that this is, you know, update this thing all the time. Here's the buy me some coffee link. If you like this, this is kind of stuff that you can put in. Right? And I'll come to the end. So here's where you get a chance to like insert stuff. Well, so let's say you want to insert an image. So you can upload from your computer. So really simple. So for example, today I got the failure class, right? This image. This is the image that I can literally put in here. And this is from today. We talk about failure class. I'm helping you fight it tonight. Here's a question and answer. I'm talking about question and answer, but you see what a Google Doc allows you to do. You can put a whole image in there. Look at this. Now, if I wanted to light this image up, then I'm going to insert a link. So if I were to insert a link, let's say I'm going to insert a link right here on this image, I would then put that link in here, and now it made this link live. So let's say this is going to show. I'm going to uh, put this link in, and it should like this thing. See, watch this. This is how simple it is. This is a way we get past failure to watch things. Other stuff, we get in, we insert tables. So let's say you want to insert a table right here. So we go over here, we insert a table because in a table you might want to put things. That makes sense. I like to show you these tools because these give you all the ways to get past any kind of failing situation that you find yourself in. Here's one that you can put in code blocks. I didn't even know about that. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, I can put in some code. So, but in this case, like I say, let's put in table. So if I'm going to go put in a table, let's say I want to put in a four-thing table. All right, y'all see that? Now I got a table here. I like to stretch stuff out. Now, why am I showing you this? Why am I showing you this simple stuff? Because I'm seeing a lot of people were telling me, literally, they were telling me, hey man, this is how you fail. Because I can have all this stuff. And I listen. I'm very nice. I'm very, but I go, here's how you get. And what I decided to do today was come on and say, I'm going to fight. So I'm going to play with this. I hear I got some ideas. Bro, from idea to action to income in less than 24 hours. Share a couple, if you want, share a couple that, some throwaway so that we can do this live and share with me, if you will, some things that have kept you from putting that very idea into action. Just, just share them here, and then I'll respond. Hey, here, and I'm saying let's figure them out. Let's figure them out right now. I'm surprised, man, that people aren't more people are afraid to talk, afraid to talk about the failure. I am. It's crazy to me. I don't get it. Why are we afraid to talk about failure? So inside of this thing, then put in insert stuff if you want. So it said that we can put code in here, we can put drawings, we can put symbols, charts, all kinds of stuff. So what I would be thinking about is um, they got AI summary now. They can summarize all the stuff that we got going on here. This right here, we could just sit at home and come up with. This is what I'm gonna suggest to um, MR. I'm gonna suggest this to you is especially because of the product and out of respect for his product. I'm not gonna say what it is. Because I don't want y'all thinking I'm gonna go grab this idea. But anyway, so there's going to be a lot of asking right now. So we got a table building blocks. Let's see, they got a code block. I don't know what a code block is. Oh, I see. Right? So they allow you to put a code block in. But I'm really curious about this. So it lets me put an HTML block in. So let's see what else we can do. Again, this is how you get past failure. Trying stuff. What do you got to lose? Seriously. So I'm gonna mess around. It says I can put an HTML code block in. Let's find out. I got some HTML code, baby. Yeah, this is one that was this is here's I don't know if I showed you. Here's one I got my with my other. This is what we want. Got this right. I don't know if you can see that. This is so here's one that I got going on. This, this is this ain't a failure yet, but I'm hoping to see what I can do to make it fail. Wait, what? So I got this going on with one of my collaborators, Ashley. We do like Sundays as well. We do a thing every Sunday talking about careers, talking about business, talking about life. Right? So I created this. Now, for me, it's a failure because I haven't. Don't hire more, empower who you have. This is something that we would with the strategy call. This is us talking to people about how your team is drowning in garbage. But I did not launch it. Therefore, this is a trend method. This is one that we work on all the time. And that's one of those moments where you go, why didn't we just fix it and launch it? Right? Career Business Life. Presented by Randy and Ashley. It's almost ready, y'all. Why didn't I launch it? It's my failure moment. I don't mind talking about it. And that's why we talk about it. It's because it's failure moment. You digging it? We have to talk about it. So, okay, let's say that we can put code in here. But you see what we're doing? Now, I'm going to keep this here because I can literally use this and focus this on this thing right here. I probably going to get all right, so you see how easy it is to use a Google Doc to increase. Yeah. Any questions on that stuff? I told you that I was going to help you fight failure. I said I was going to use a Google Doc. I showed you how to use something as simple as a PayPal link, easy peasy. Now, y'all want to see some other failures? Here's one. I'll show you. This right here didn't do that. This course did not work. This broke my heart. I worked on this gosh darn course. Well, this one in this format it worked better. When I first launched it, it was an abject failure. I mean, failure, y'all, because I put it together. This is my K-hip store. I wanted to show y'all K-hip store. It again becomes a place where you can put stuff. You can put stuff for sale. I like to test things here. This is what I call. I did this during Christmas season. I forgot. This is the pay what you want price. Now, I started thinking about this. Abject failure. Why? Because it sold one thing. I did not get out of it what I put into it in terms of this right here. This course taught me. I say it was a failure, but it taught me everything I knew about launching courses. Now I don't build unless I know there's like what? Yeah, like I teach you. I teach you. We don't launch stuff until we know we got people that's ready to buy it. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? We see if there's demand. that making sense? So I'm going to be going like here, right? I, I'll give you an example. Here's what I would do. So I got this course right here. It says going from fear to your first business, right? So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to a little site. Really, really simple. Y'all seen me do this before, but I want to talk about failure. I want this thing to fail because I didn't do this before. Fear of starting. And WikiHow is just a big old place where people go and ask questions. You'll see me talk about it. Right? Now, the name, how to start a small business. Look at this. If there are people running ads, look who is running the ad. LegalZoom. They want to give you some legal advice. How to start a business. Indeed, right? Why Indeed? I don't know because we want to see if you start a business so they can get your job. See what they're doing? So I like to look in here, but look at this. How to start a home internet business. I want you to see this. 416,932 views. Now, somebody's coming on here and they're telling some people how to start a home internet business. Next, how to start a small business. 2,268,416 views, updated 2 months ago. Expert cooperative. I'm an expert. How to start an online business. Now, I'm showing you what they're doing. Look at this. Does that do in any way? Yes, no. Does that look like there's some fancy? No. People are coming on here asking questions. They go to WikiHow and say, "How do I start a small business?" Now, how did I name mine? Going from fear to your first business. That was failure number one. I failed to now. Now, this was built 4, 5, 6 years ago. 6 years ago. It does well. People pay me. It does all right because I made sure that when we were building it, that it was a universal thing. Now we had old covers back at this, so I updated. I got a new cover. But my point is, and then I didn't do the very essential thing that is marketing. Because there's people from fear to your first business is not a terrible name. I would probably go to ChatGPT and update that name and make it a little bit better, make it a little bit sexier. Repackage all of it and basically do it again. But I was able to take this and then put it into another format. I'll show you that in a minute. I turned a failure into a financial gain. Again, typical, this is not typical implied or guaranteed or even promise that anything will happen like this. But this is the point. I see. I don't start anything, and I don't want to start anything before we know that there's people searching for it, that there is people even running ads to it. Now, these ads are right. I want to see here. Now, yesterday, I owed some people some pennies. I think I owed some like 9 cents. I said I wasn't going to use them. I'm saying right, 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 right. Now, we go to Wiki. Something simple. WikiHow. This is a sneaky tool. How to start an online business as a kid. 75,000. So what could you do? How to start a money lending business. Updated 9 months ago, 347,000. Could you go in here and create how to start a car repair business? 470. If I'm you, I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is interesting. How to start your own business without work. 1 million views 3 months ago. They updated. What does that do for you? That should tell you here is what I'm going to do next. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go out there and I'm going to create some stuff without money. Let's go in here and see what they're talking about because we're going to reverse engineer it, right? So we got Art Lewin, entrepreneur. Now, Art Lewin is using this as, guess what? Traffic. Look what this lady said. This article. Now, y'all want to see it? This is how you do it. Look what she says. This article has given me structure on how to start my business with virtually no finances. Okay, that's what she said. We look at more success stories. Now, watch this. This is the goal. This is going to keep you out of failures. I told you I was going to help you. Come on here and help you fight this. This article has given me structure on how to start my business with virtually no finances. I'll keep my job, create my business from a spare bedroom at home, advertise on social media, eventually get a install and sell my home environment. Okay, next. Business steps, IBS requirements, IBIS requirements, all out, everything I didn't know about starting a small business. More important to have a plan to support. Faces on here. I had big interest in making crafts, so I was wondering if I could start a business with my skills. Okay. Next, it helps me to know how to start my own business. It gave me an idea how to get clients. Okay. This right here is a tip and a tool as to what people are saying. Now, could you use YouTube to do the same thing? This is the goal, though. Now, these are people that said this. We just take this information. I would think this is a long one. This is what people are saying. Let's take that. Let's go to chat GPT. Right? Chat GPT. I probably would use another tool, but let's just right? So I got to say something very specific to chat GPT. Thing. Now remember, we just looked at WikiHow and seeing what people are saying. Forget previous conversations. Now, now, be an expert turning comments into look at these. 20 ideas. 10,000. Say 10K. I use watch this. And similar. So you just given it a prompt. Forget conversations, forget previous conversations. This one, be an expert at turning comments into cash. Look at these and give me 20 ideas I can monetize. I use this amount for what I use for my courses. And then I'm gonna paste in what they said. Comments. Now, our job is to turn comments into cash. We say we can turn comments into cash. Now, again, what we are fighting is the failure to understand, the failure to not know what to do next, failure, all this kind of stuff. That's what we're fighting. Okay, you see what I did? I brought this stuff in from another spot, another wiki how I asked, I put in one prompt, start how to start your own business without me, because it had a whole bunch of views. Remember, You see what little part of it is, and he talks about who he is, staying safe, and now, okay, I just like the way too. Yeah. We got all this stuff. This is what we use. We use these right here. Then we're going to put it into ChatGPT, and we're going to have ChatGPT tell us, okay, perfect. I'm going to treat these comments exactly how a ruthless monetizer would, not as feedback, but as revealed demand signals. Y'all just see what it gives. You see in the comments. These comments to tell us exactly what people actually want. I'll give you 20 monetizable ideas. All right. I plausibly hit 10,000 MRR using these tools that I talk about. No fluff now. I told it, do not remember that talk to me about it. So it obviously I say, give me fluff, don't give me stuff. Right? What these comments really are saying. Now you see what I did? I just put in these comments. Remember, we're just going through some things, how we turn a failure into something else. That's it. I had a item that failed because I didn't name it right. I did no ads to it. If I had known better, because it was an Android, I didn't know at the time that I should probably be running a lot of ads to it. And I may re-release it for shivers and grins. What comments really say, decode it fast. I don't know the steps. I don't know I needed a plan. I want to start by embarrassing myself. Look at this. This is good. Unmet needs. I want to be good and make money. That's money. See what they said? I took comments and I had them tell me what the comments mean. This is how we use ChatGPT to help us fight failure. I told you I would help you fight failure. Come on. Come on, failure. Look at this. What the comments really say, decode it fast. Across all comments, they're saying this, that's money, 20 monetizable products, services built with these comments. The business step translator is giving us names. These names are garbage right now. Offer $49 subscription. Why? Works ideas for farmers planning, using explicit in the comment. 10K ads. Look at this. Look at this. It's telling you you need 204 10K. 9,906 a month. Bill. Courses plus checklist plus email drip. Now, ChatGPT is telling us, but then who's going to help you do this? Because you got all these other things going on, talk about failure and blah, blah, right? This is why I'm fighting. Well, I mean, this is why I've been answering questions inside of here. It is. Now, start before classes. Start before classes. 14-day prep program that makes people ready before they waste money. Start before. I don't know. Who can? Okay. Here's your offer: 197 one time or $29 a month. People don't like paying for it. I do it with a couple of tools and all right, craft to cash. A lot of people are in crafts. Just saw that. We saw it over here at WikiHow. Let's go back over to WikiHow. See, because you get ideas, craft business. You see what I just did? I saw something that ChatGPT said. Now I'm going over here. I'm seeing if there's anybody talking about how to start another one. How to start a home internet business. Bam. Category selling arts and crafts. 115,000. Okay. Category how to start a small business and still crafting. How to start an online business. 1,619,000. $16,589. It keeps coming back. Now, I would say something like this: how to start a business as a kid. That's 75,000. Who's likely looking at that? Parents. They probably giving their kids a lot because we gotta keep that money for themselves, right? Remember the other day I did a business class. Is a business plan I failure, but people still ask about how to write a business plan. I would call this the anti-business plan. How about let's goes in jerks. How about a something called anti? Y'all seen it? What can I do with that? I can't type fast. Y'all know. Look at this. The anti-business plan. The name is strong. So now watch this. We'll close it. And mitigate. I like exactly right instinct. I'll deliberately be brute force and then I'll systematically utilize it. Do y'all see it? Now, this is why we're using ChatGPT for this. Like I talked about yesterday, I talked about creating. Um, y'all with me yesterday. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm looking for that number. I gotta make sure it works first. Once I see it works, then I'll see. Yeah. All right, back to that. You seeing it? Remember, I was talking about this right here and how this particular course at the time had failed, and then because I didn't do some very basic things. First, I should have named it differently. Second, I should have gone out, like I said, search WikiHow, kind of see exactly what people were talking about, and then use that inside. So since then, I've done some repurposed it. It seemed like a failure, and I turned it into something. Okay, so I'm gonna end with this. So now, if you want, you can see what it's doing here. There it is. It's telling me now that I says, what about the anti? Because sometimes you can go against type. If it's out there and it's saying, hey, a lot of people are searching for business plan, they're still going to look at it because they want to see. Uh, I'm just reading. So the anti-business plan really means positioning the promise of value. You don't need a 44 things. You need 5 decisions to make it right. And start off with those. This is not anti-business, it's anti-waste effort. The anti-business plan framework, the product core. So what problems you solve, not your idea. What will you solve with your buyer? What will you sell first? Testable. How will you get your first 10 buyers? That's see the anti-business plan. Like I talked about the other day, I should have built this and put it with that talk. So that way I did a talk and then I could have sold the actual course. Y'all see what I'm doing here? Okay, cool. 12 ways you can monetize the business. 12 ways. Now, again, ChatGPT and all these other ones are good at telling you what to do, but then they don't get your ass up there and do it. So if you need help with that, I'll see it. Get on my calendar. There it is, right there. It ain't hide. 12 ways you can monetize the Anchor business plan. Anchor business plan is telling you a guided decision based traditional plan. Guided decision system. See that? This is the key word here. Decision system. People like systems. Format, interactive course worksheet, decision tree. Price, $97.83. 10,000. Path, 104 sales. 104 sales. Yeah. It, it just told you what to do. And it's not typical implied guaranteed or even promise that that will happen for you. That's why they give them. It's because they don't do stuff right. Or they don't do stuff consistently. Or they look at this, and like I've done before, even myself, I've looked at this and says, hey, I don't feel like it. Or I don't believe it. I don't believe that away. Check it to your life. Or you ain't even that's a failure. Why I'm helping you fight failure today because it is right in front of us what to do. Failure to launch, failure to try, failure to do stuff simply is what's keeping you from. That's it. I just showed you how to use a simple Google Doc. I showed you how to get a simple PayPal link. I showed you how to find problems people are having based on data. And then I showed you how we then use some AI tools to start it letting it be our thinking. I just showed you you if you stayed on with me, then you now know no I know what you said, but you now know question becomes simple, but not easy. Simple, but not easy. Simple. Oh, $97? $97.83, 10,000, 104 cents. Simple. Oh, now I gotta go do it? Yeah. Let's go get 104 cents. Now we're gonna run ads to this. We're gonna use some of our tools to run ads to this. We're gonna create a landing page. We're gonna either put it on a simple Google Doc or we're gonna get fancy with it and then run it to actual landing pages like I do here. Do it all the time. Like here's my voice training. Oh, so, I do this all of the time. Here's my bamboo. So we run ads to it. We ask ourselves a question now. Here's the wonderful thing about this. We run ads to it, monetize your lifestyle, slash bamboo press good. That's who I am. This is it. This is all right here. This is what you get. Click on that and it gets you to it. And then boom, here's who I am. Here's and then we launch. Any questions? So I've walked you down through it. I've said I will help you fight failure today. And if your failure has to do with you didn't know where to put stuff, you didn't know how to get an idea, you have somebody come in and says, "Hey, I'm going to play with this." I'm going to tell you, there is no play with it. You do it or but now he has an idea of a couple things to do. So then let's do that. At some point, we have to get it through our thick heads that they are making a lot of money from using stuff we thought didn't make any sense. In the age of AI, they are making a lot of money from webinars. Oh my gosh. I'm going to show you a couple of things here in a minute, and I think it might change your mind about webinars. It certainly has mine. Now, don't get me wrong. AI is awesome, right? I'm going to monetize your life, guys. So I'm responsible for trying and testing and looking at different things, the new stuff and the old stuff. So the new school stuff and the old school stuff. Let me tell you, these old school tools are making a comeback, and I mean big time. I'm going to show you here in a minute what I mean, and I'm going to show you the tools. I'm going to break it all down once and for all. Now, here's what I want you to remember is that just because you got a new shiny thing, oh my gosh, that's beautiful, doesn't mean some of the old school tactics don't work. So we're not going to let them make a bag and we're over here chasing down new shiny things, right? Well, I won't let you. So I'm going to be showing you all about webinars and how these webinars can make us money. Now, I say this with the idea, and of course, that this is educational purposes only. Nothing's typical, implied, guaranteed that you're going to make a dime from webinars. But I'm going to show you some tools that I use personally. And I'm telling you, I think you're going to be excited about what I'm going to be showing you today. Let me move my screen around a little bit. And I'm going to be showing you this stuff, man. But get ready, because once you get excited about this stuff, you might say to yourself, what have I been doing all of this time? Yeah, that's exactly what I had to say to myself. What have I been doing that I have not been paying attention to this? That's the part. Now, once you do that, and the key is once you apply what we talk about, it could be change your life moments. Now, I'm not promising you nothing, so don't be getting on me about that. I am simply saying that webinars, and this is why I'm so excited about this, is because it's something that we know works on us. We've seen it. So if we've seen it work on us, why are we not using these same kind of tactics? That's the point. So I'm going to go over this, and I think eventually we are going to be using these kind of tactics because them suckers just work. Seriously. Can you actually webinar your way to wealth? Now, that was what I was originally going to call it, webinar your way to wealth. But some people just don't see wealth. Oh my gosh, I can't be wealthy. Yeah, you can. Come on. Of course you can. The point is, we can do it in simple ways. Listen, not a hustle, not through virality. I'm going to go viral on TikTok. We're not talking about overnight miracles and none of that mess. Just one live room, you in a room, one focused message. Why I have this up today is I'm going to be able to give you the flip book. I'm going to be able to give you this. I'll do it tomorrow. That gives you something extra, because when you come to my thing, this is my webinar. Are y'all getting it? This is my webinar. So now I get a chance to talk with you in my little room here. I always say, you in a room making millions. All right. So again, not typical, implied, or guaranteed. I am simply saying these things because they're for educational purposes. I want you to take them, listen to them, do the LCLGP. Y'all know what that means? You should. So look at this. Let's take a look. So now we're talking about a focused message and a strategic decision to leverage what already works. This already works. But here's what we hear all the time. This is a reality check. Let's just back up. Now I'm getting a little profound today because I'm just noticing in the midst of all these new things, these old school things are still printing. They're still working. Why aren't we doing them? That's the question. So here's what is the webinar paradox, right? What people say, webinars are dead. Oh my gosh, no, not a webinar. Yeah, webinar. You know, the thing you show up and you watch somebody do some stuff. Yeah. So imagine TVs. Let's look at this differently. It's a hour-long webinar. They're selling you on the characters. And then people say, hey, there's going to be some folks over there. Yeah. And says, can we run some commercials on that show? And people go, well, of course you can. This is how we eat. So if a show is like a webinar and then the commercials are the way it generates revenue, can you see how we can start unwinding that approach and say to ourselves, well, I need to just do some webinars because at the webinar, I can put my commercials in. Y'all get it? Did y'all just get it? I can put my commercials in. What are your commercials? Things you're going to be presenting and selling. Now, you got to get people there, and we're going to go over that in a minute. Look at this. People say this all the time, that webinars are dead. Oh my gosh, they're gone. My friends, they are not. They are alive and well, trust me. Attention spans have vanished, they also say. Nobody shows up anymore. The model is broken. People are tired already of AI. They want real life things. We call it IRL, in real life. Are y'all with me on that? In real life. So the model is broken and outdated, and yet I'm going to show you here a couple of people that are just absolutely going bananas on them, using them. And it's going to be me and you. I'm serious, man. We got to go get that bag. What actually is happening, consultant coaches and educators are still quietly building sustainable businesses around live teaching sessions. Not loudly, not publicly, but consistently and profitably. Then our job is to model them. And that's what I'm doing. I'm saying they are making a bag. Who are they? I'm going to show you in a minute. And you've heard these names before. You may have bought stuff from them. I know I have. So how do I know it works? Because it works on me. So what's actually true? The answer lies in examining the evidence without the noise. All right, here it is. Quiet success patterns. Look at this. Still building businesses, professionals across consulting, coaching, education, accounting, if you do accounting. If you are in the life space, helping people transition, helping their parents transition, however that looks, you can do a webinar. Now, I'm going to be showing you in here some of the tools that I use to do the webinar. I've left all the links for you inside of the description field on YouTube. Grab them, start using them, because I'm going to show you. I use them. I wouldn't show you nothing that I don't use. So not seeking attention. These practitioners work without fanfare. Why? Because they don't want everybody to know that there was a time when webinars was crushing the game. And then, COVID happened and then everybody started doing them because they figured out how to do them, and it kind of died down. Now all of this AI stuff has got people all excited. Oh my gosh, AI can do some AI stuff. Boom. And these are just printing again. Consistent results. The patterns repeat. Live teaching. This is why they work, y'all. Builds trust. In business, we talk about know, like, trust. In other words, how do people know us? Where do they see us? And if they get to know us, will they like us? Know, like, trust. And then if we can get them to know us, like us, then maybe they'll trust us. And if they trust us, they'll buy. That becomes the opportunity. Now, again, educational purposes, not typical implied guarantee that they will buy from you. But we got a better shot when we got something that they want. And I have been showing you in some of these videos, hey, here's how to find out what people really want so that we put stuff in front of them that they want. I'm talking to all my clients about this. I'm doing it myself every single night. Guess what I do? In essence, a live webinar. Y'all get it? Trust converts to clients. Clients generate substantial income. If you can get that in your mind and around, if you can say, well, yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Then we need just to show you the tools to use so you can go do it too. Get it? In live. in real life. I'm finding that that is really, really working. The cohort model is really, really working. Now, there's some very specifics, some things that we should probably do to get people to come, how to convert them, all this kind of thing. That's what, if you want to work with me, I'll put it up on the screen for you. If you want to work with me so I can show you how to do this stuff, then I don't make any bones about the fact that I do these things for a living. I don't. That I help people for a living, that's my job. I am literally here to say, I found something. You want to see it? And you go, well, yeah, because I ain't got time to go out there looking for it. And then I show it to you. I express it to you. I share it with you. And then I go, you want more? Now, that's the deal. If I can say, hey, here's our deal. If I go out there, I spend all day literally sitting in my home office, and I go out and I search deep and wide. I'm so gosh darn curious. I can't stand myself sometimes. I just like, what is that? What is this? What is interesting about that? How can I help somebody monetize their life with that? That then allows you to go, that guy is doing the work for me. And I just got to watch what he's doing, reverse engineer it because he's sharing it with me. Use the tools that he puts out there. He's an affiliate for those tools, but I can become an affiliate once I see how they work too. That's the game. And that's it. So that's what the deal I want to make with you. If I can show you some good stuff on this webinar, buy something. Get on the calendar. Find out more. Let me go ahead and put up the calendar to see your invite, bit.ly personal invite. Get on my calendar. Here it is. So get on my calendar if you want, and I'll walk you through this stuff. I promise. Serious. Okay, so look at this. Showing up live. People showing up live. We got to get people there. Now, it's like crazy winter time here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It ain't no joke. I'm not showing up for nothing. But I will get on something like Zoom or Teams or whatever it is you use and listen to you. Teach one problem. What are you having trouble with? Where are you stuck right now? That becomes a question. I'm going to be looking at. I need to make sure that I look in here. I got questions and stuff. People talking. All right. This was the Sithdilu says, and if I'm jacking it, says, let's go. Any giveaways? Boy, I tell you, not any giveaways yet. But I've been like I always do. I've been dropping, get this, I always drop Easter eggs. And you don't know when I'm going to say, hey, somebody tell me something. That tonight, the Sithdilu got all my money. That's why. Y'all go get some money from him or her. Okay, so look at this. Invite the next step. Offer a clear path to deeper engagement through professional services. This is how you offer your services, y'all. This is how you get out there and say, here's what I've learned. Here's what I have created from what I've learned. Here's what I've launched. And then here's what I am now trying to get paid from. Y'all see it? LC, LGP. Just saying. All right. So look at this. Teach one problem. Teach somebody how to get past a problem. That's what I do every day. Hey, I say, I want to show you how to monetize your situation right now, how to monetize your life, what's going on in your life. And then I listen, and then I give you clear. ChatGPT can't do that. ChatGPT is a machine that's supposed to make you feel good and to say you're great. But what I do is I give you clear paths. But here's one thing to consider. Clearing the misconceptions about webinars. Now, you got people out there printing, but there's a lot of misconception. Passive income. Oh my God. I don't want passive darn income. Why? Because passive income means lazy income. I don't want lazy income, and no do you, right? This requires active engagement, live presence in real work. No automated wealth machines here. Now, I am going to show you a way you can do something one time. Watch this. Something that you can do one time and you can use it forever. I'll give you an example of what I'm doing right now. I do this live. And then I've got some folks over in India that do that take the lives and they break it up and then they send it out and they do all kind of different things with it. Right? That's fine. There's some hard work going on from breaking apart this live and then putting it into 55 different pieces of content on different spots. If that's the passive part you're talking about, okay, but I had to do something live. I had to get active and do something. So yeah, you're right. Let's go. Let's get it. Listen, create from what you heard, learn, create, launch something, and then tell me what you launched because I'm going to help you with that. Massive email list. All right. You don't need tens of thousands of subscribers. Small, engaged audiences. 500 people. 50. 100. If 100 people bought, get this. Let's say 100 people. Let's say, yeah, I don't got no people. I don't know nobody. All right, fine. Let's go with that excuse. And you got 100 people just on your email list because you've been doing the humpity hump. You've been doing all these different things. You've been giving away free flip books, all this stuff. And 100 people in a whole year, just over the year, y'all, bought $1,000 worth of stuff from you. Now, that's a lot. It'd be better to have 1,000 people on your email and they only have to buy $100 worth of stuff from you. But over time, they bought 1,000. You know, they bought a $400 something here. They bought a $100 something here. They bought a $97 something here. Blah 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 blah. That's $100,000 a year opportunity. See the math? 100 people on your email list. Look at this. You don't need a big email list. Now, if you got a big email list, hey, I'm all for it. Another misconception is this: overnight success. No such thing. Nope. I even, and it gets tough sometimes. Sometimes you're like, man, when is this thing going to pop? And you're like, I need this to pop right now. But overnight success is a myth. I promise you, it is a myth. What you want to do is be like the bamboo tree. You plant that thing, you water it, you watch it, keep the birds out, and then one day that sucker shoots up 68 feet. Yeah, that's the bamboo approach, right? I got a book coming out called The Bamboo Principle. Be on the lookout. Personality-driven hype. These are all misconceptions, right, about this webinar thing. Personality-driven hype. This is about compressing professional trust into one focused, valuable teaching moment. Not, hey, I'm an influencer, love me, and blah, blah, blah. So here's Amy Porterfield. I bought some of Amy Porterfield's stuff, and it's good. Look at this. She's openly shared her early webinar mathematics across multiple products, interviews, and her own educational content. This isn't speculation. She's walked through actual numbers before she had massive lists. Early webinar math, 200 webinar attendees, a modest audience size achieved for most professionals starting out. Now look at the numbers here. This is what's critical. I don't know why I said critical like that. This is what I'm trying to, because I speak for a living. I do this thing. So I have to make sure that I don't sound like mushmouth, even though it's 9:19 at night. So look at this, 2% conversion rate. This is what I want you to see. 200 people come. You only convert, how many is that? 2%. 2%. Let's say you had something that was an offer of $900. Now, this is what I want you to see. If you had 200 people on your email list and you converted at 2%, you can still make money. You don't need a big, massive audience. You just need to start, get going, and don't stop. Don't get frustrated. Boy, oh boy, will you get frustrated when you have like 20 people come to a thing and you're like, wait a minute, I want to get 200. And then you ask yourself, well, did you run any ads to people? And you go, well, no, I didn't run ads. I just figured they'd come. I figured my friends and family come. Your friends and family are trying to make their own bag. But I say, hey, it is my responsibility that if I figure something out and I find something out, how it is my responsibility to show people how to do it. Daniel, I will not be giving $25 away. Stop it. No, not tonight. But I do it from time to time. So if Dislu, you better talk to your buddies. If this is one of your buddies, better tell them to stop. They're messing up your game, bro. So look at this. It wasn't luck. It was mechanics. Show up live. Real-time presence creates connections and demonstrates commitment to your audience. Teach one problem. We talked about that. Invite the next steps. Now, the next steps could be working with you. See it? Invite next steps. Clear professional invitations. Work together in a deeper capacity. So this is what you have a chance to do when you're doing these webinars, because you've got the audience in front of you. You're doing some things. Even the ones online aren't too bad. All right, here's Russell Brunson. This is my guy. I love Russell Brunson. This guy is unabashedly willing to, sell all the time. And he's not selling as much as he's telling. That's what I like to say. He's not selling. He's just telling. And if he's out there telling and I'm out there listening, then I am literally hearing what he's saying. Now, listen, if y'all like the show, if y'all also want to support the stream, go ahead and do it right here. It's on the bottom. Support what I am doing tonight is awesome. If you want to go to my Gumroad store, you can do that. You can go over to the Gumroad store and see some of the things that I have, and that will be our deal. You may get some of this information and put it to use right now and go, God, that helped. Not like this guy just coming on here asking for money. Ain't even willing to do no work or nothing. That don't get it done. That don't get it done. So you've seen massive numbers, the $1 million launches, sold out arenas. Ignore all of it. Now, this is Russell Brunson. He has a huge following. I'm one of them. What matters isn't the ceiling of possibility. Watch this. It's the floor of reality. What happens when you strip away fame, massive lists, and celebrity status? Can you go out there and make it work? This is the key. The mechanics still work. Get people in front of you, give them something that solve a problem, offer to work with them after you give them the thing, rinse, repeat. Y'all getting it? Why I wanted to come here and say, hey, listen, this stuff works. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a couple of them. Modest audience, the mechanics without the fame. Modest audience, right? Now look at this. His document examples include scenarios with hundreds, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds. Normal, professional. This is Russell Brunson. He talks about this all the time. And now he's into, the last commercial I saw was so good. He's talking about the dark psychology and how it's been used on us and how you want to be, and you want to recognize it so it's not used on you. Right? Some good stuff. Now, I had read this before. I'd read books that talked about it, and he's now doing it in live presentations and then offering you to come to something where he's going to have this thing called the value ladder, blah, 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 blah. You buy one thing, you better be sure that he's going to try to sell you more, which is fine. The same 1 to 3% conversion rates that consultants and coaches experience regularly. Yeah, this is what he did. He had mid-ticket offers, services and programs priced in the range that working professionals already charge for their expertise. Even at baseline, the numbers properly structured webinar can print for you. Now, I say this with this caveat and this disclaimer that this is for educational purposes only. Nothing's typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised. There is no promise that you'll do anything. But if you just get on just asking for money, hey, hey, can I get some money? You didn't do no work. Now, I run these Easter egg contests. You're not going to know when. And I'm going to drop one. Boom. And maybe it's one that you miss. So keep coming back. A brand. Look at this. You don't need what you think you need, y'all. Oh, I need a brand. No, you don't. I need a massive lift. I need a lot of people follow me. Zilch. Nada. You need to just get some courage and go in front of the camera like I'm doing right now. It took courage for me to come every single day for 52 days, every day. When I had one person watching, it took courage to do that. But nobody was on there, even asking for nothing. And now it's growing. 52 days. Will you do something like this for 52 days? Will you? Nope. Public following. Strongest proof doesn't come from influencers. It comes from working professionals. Go find them, solve their problems. Right? Now look at this. Across consulting, coaching, educational services, engagement, typically range. This is some of the stuff that you could be charging for because people are paying this. Even in a down economy or a weird economy, these aren't inflated numbers. They're standard professional rates. I charge a lot. During Christmas, I let people buy based on what they wanted. Pay what you want pricing. It's crazy. I got busy. And then when Christmas ended, the prices went back up a lot. But here I do these things, and I would say, grab it. I do these webinars. I do these lives. Those are like mini webinars. Are y'all getting it? You can do some of the same thing. Look at this. Audience size. Imagine this. Now, let's just walk it down and assume that you get 40 to 100 people to your show. Okay? You're going to teach them something. You're going to show them something. You're going to present something. You're going to make an offer. 1 to 3 clients say yes to working with you professionally because you know some stuff. You learn some stuff. You listen to me every night and you just took notes and learned some stuff. Okay? So now let's say you start charging $3,000 to $5,000. Yeah, $3,000 to $15,000 for one webinar. Now, you're not just going to show up in your sandals and say, hey, listen to me. You have to have gone and gotten some skills before you can charge that. That's why I say it's not typical, implied, guaranteed that you're going to be able to do that. But this kind of thing is still happening. People have skill sets. They've learned some stuff. And then they put it all together. They packaged it. They priced it. They presented. What am I doing now? Presenting. So that they can profit from it. That's the 4 Ps. And that's what Duluth was able to crack the other day. He tried, or she tried, quite a bit of things. They thought it was the 4 Ps. No. And he actually won because he got it right in the order. You cannot chat GPT it. Because I talk about it in my lives, and I talk about it in my coaching programs and stuff like that. So in the lives, you had to have gotten it from the lives. All right. A single webinar, look at this, can generate several $1,000s to tens of thousands of dollars when it's when it leads to real paid engagement. Now let's assume, that's why I don't do anything for free. No, it makes no sense. There's a cost to what I'm doing right now. So I'm saying, hey, buy me, go to my Gumroad store, pick up a couple of my books, pick up a couple of my things. So, and then I'm also saying, well, I know I'm putting in time, but I take this webinar or this talk and I chop it up into a variety of different assets, digital assets. I talk about that, digital real estate. Okay, y'all get it? So look at this. Not guaranteed. Results depend on your expertise. Not automatic. You must show up, teach well, and invite people to buy more from you. Sometimes I've done this myself. I've given too much. And in a minute, I'm going to show you some of the tools I use. That's what I wanted to promise. I will show you the tools. I wanted to go through this first, and then I'm going to show you the tools that I use to get it done. And I'll show you some live examples, okay? Here are some of the things to understand. The software platforms they do not create income. Wait, what? No, they're just platforms. Because think about it. You got email. You make any money from that? You got text. How about that? So the question becomes, am I using the tools? This is what I help people do. I help people leverage their tools. I say, bring the tools that you got. I don't care what it is. And I'm going to show you how to leverage it. Well, that's your life. I'm going to show you how to monetize your life. That's what I do. Look at this. Software platforms cannot do or create the income. That's not their function. And claiming otherwise is misleading. We don't mislead people. We don't mislead people. I don't come on here and say, hey, I'm going to do a giveaway and don't give Dee the money. I gave him the money or her the money. So look at this. So what do these platforms actually do? They do something more subtle and ultimately more powerful. Y'all with it? Here's what they do. Preserve the moment when income happens. So here's what I use. I use Webinar Kit. I'm going to show you that in a minute. I do System.io. All right. On tomorrow, I will have this presentation for you because I always give them away. I'll have this presentation for you on the, it's going to be the Make Money With It site. Okay. 1 moment of live teaching, extended in time, same message, same offer, different people arriving at different times. This is the gold. Are y'all seeing it? This is the gold. Let me see what some people are saying here. Okay. All right. Somebody else got a Gumroad story. They're trying to get me to buy this stuff. All right, I'll check it. I have no problem with that. I like buying stuff. All right, but are y'all with me now? Are you understanding what I'm doing here and what I'm showing you? Having people show up once, you keep the room open, create once, the system extends itself. Different people, same impact. That's leverage. That's the fulcrum. That's what allows you to do something once to many, even if you gave it away. Let's say, hey, I'm gonna have this free webinar. I don't like going to free webinars because I don't like feeling baited and switched. I just don't like it, right? Tell me up front. Now, there's one guy out there that just tells you up front, hey, look, I'm gonna sell you something. Is that all right? But I'm gonna give you so much right now that it would be a trade. That's why I now have adopted his approach. Like I was saying, do what the gurus do. If the gurus are doing it, if the gurus are using webinars, we would be silly not to. That's my point. We would be silly not to use webinars too. That's why I'm showing you how to use it, and I'm going to show you the tools and some of the things that you can do. So create it once, system extends it, different people, same impact. Different people, same impact. What webinars actually make you? Relevant. You can go out there, learn something yesterday, have learned something yesterday, put it on a webinar tomorrow and put it out there and says, is this something that could help you? If so, give me $25 or whatever. Okay, that's it. Live demonstrations of expertise. Show me what you know. I'm showing you what I know. I'm using some tools and I'm saying, hey, here's some stuff. Here. Like I say, Goo Gob's a good stuff over at my store. Yeah, Goo Gob's a good stuff. When clients are ready to invest, they remember who taught them valuable stuff. Now, do you have tire kickers? Yeah. You'll get people that just show up, man, they're not, come on. They show up and all they want to do is ask for stuff for free and all this kind of don't want to do any work. That's just lazy. That's lazy and that gets my ire. But what doesn't get my ire is people that do work. Put in the work and then says, what do you think? Want to work together. Y'all see it? On a webinar, you can do just that. You can show people, hey, this is all the stuff that I get down with. Are you interested? So people are still paying to learn from experts. Don't get it twisted. ChatGPT, Claude, all the rest of them, man, they're just mimickers. They are using everything that's floating out there and they're putting it in there and saying they're predicting what you're going to ask next and giving you answers. If you ever found one and you see it's in a circular pattern, that's what's happening. And ChatGPT is very known for this. It's not being predictive as much as it is just kind of trying to guess what you want. And if you ever got really mad at one and you told it like this, got mad, it will do everything it can to make you happy. And then it just, so it gets, you don't want to talk to them like that. I used to think you just talk to them terribly. No, you talk to them like, hey, you're my partner. Let's figure it out. So the real question isn't, do webinars still work? It is, why aren't you using them? Why are more people not using them? Well, if it was up to me, we will. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using these tools like a boss. Are y'all all right? Y'all with me? Let's get out there and let's now look at some webinars. Here's one. Here's one that I was doing the other day. This was, I think, which one? I can't remember which I was using right here. But here's like, look at this. So Randy Otterbridge, the Monetize Life, shows you how to build a website in less than 1 hour, step by step, even if you are a complete beginner and not a techie. Bam. What is this? A live training. So when you go here, it will play for you. I'm going to be walking you through it, right? You all see that's my room, da, 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 da. So now look at this. I'm going through the webinar. I'm literally showing you some stuff, telling you, hey, we're going to be able to use this. And it is with the ideal of showing you how to complete this webinar in, or this is a webinar, but it's going to be showing you how to do a website in less than 1 hour. If you could do a website in less than an hour, how many websites could you do in a day? Just curious. Now, people say, oh, I need landing pages, I need websites, and you can do them in an hour. How many could you get done in a day? How much could you charge for that? Y'all see it? Don't believe all the hype about, oh my gosh, but ChatGPT. No, they can't do them the way you can do them. Now, some of them may put together a page pretty fast, but just the other day I was looking at a guy's website, and he did it with one of the vibe coding tools, and it was trash. I clicked on stuff, it didn't work. But if you learn how to build very, very quickly, look at this. This is the webinar. So now join the free webinar now and beat the crowd. And then I got some stuff down here, right? Look at this. This is how you build it. Now, let me see what tool did I use for this. I think I used System.io like I talk about, right? Yep, I think I did this one. That was the funnel step that you saw. Now, this is how you build it. Going a little bit deeper, going a little bit further, get in touch with me. Buy me some coffee. Go to the Gumroad store and say, man, show me this. Look at this. Here's my buy me a coffee link. Yeah, because this is how I support the show. This is how I support doing this stuff. Be unafraid to ask for people to support your show. By buying me a coffee, you can do that. I email, oh, I'm not buying you nothing. Well, that's fine. Cheap butt. You get what you're willing to pay. You're not willing to pay anything? You ain't gonna get nothing. I kid you not. I never thought that I would say those words because I like to be very cost conservative with my money. But I found the more I spent and was, like even doing like giveaways. Who does giveaways? Oh my gosh, we need to, no, because that giveaway could change somebody's situation for the week. And here you are. Why not give it away if you have the ability? Think about this. I could run ads and that goes, or I could say, hey, listen, go get some people, get them to, listen in, follow around and blah, 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 and do some work, go do some, some work on finding out this answer. And I will be more than happy to send the money. You always fulfill. Yeah. But now if you start bugging me and all that kind of stuff, that's to give a moose a muffin or give a mouse a cookie. Don't do it because they won't eventually ask for a glass of milk. Now you got a problem, right? If you ever, so you got to be careful about that. So I like people that do work. But okay, here's the webinar. All right. It will take you to the webinar page. When you click on the thing, it tells you, okay, go ahead and register. And it's going to tell you that it's going to play Friday, January 23rd at 11 a.m. I'll be there. That's it. So that's one. right? Now, here's another one. This is using, you see what I'm doing? I'm showing you different tools that I use. This is the one inside of, on YouTube. Grab it over there at YouTube. Now, this is how, again, how I'm able to come here and do things like this. This is how I'm able to, you know, every now and then run contests and all that kind of stuff, right? It's because when you go over there, and I'm an affiliate for this stuff, and you go, he just showed me he's using it. And if he's using it, he can teach me. Yes. Now, and I love using this one because it just does so much. I use some other ones too, and they're fine. You know, Webinar Kit, I like using Webinar Kit. Webinar Kit's not too bad. And I say not too bad. It gets an honorable mention because this part is not that expensive when you buy it like this. But if you try to buy the one that does live webinars, they're expensive. Not quite as expensive as Webinar Jam, or, you know, they got, what's the other one? Zoom. Zoom has their own webinar kind of thing. But this right here automatically does stuff for you. Look at this. This one's called Mind Money. How to make money using the power of your ideas. Y'all know how I do, right? I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. I say register now using the power of your ideas. Okay, now the ideal is that we run ads to this page, and then people go, that looks pretty interesting. Or they go, that's some garbage. I'm out of here. That's up to them. Right? Then this is the thank you page. Once they register, here's what's fun, is that they get an opportunity to share it. And they also, so like, I could share this right now. Thank you for registering. Would you like to send this to Facebook? Right? So if I hit Facebook, my Facebook page will probably pop up, and then I could send this out just like that. That's what I'm showing you. Right? Too awesome to talk. See for yourself. You see that? Too awesome to talk about it. See for yourself. Next post. And that's all I did, right? I literally am on that page, and I decided to just go ahead and post that thing. I could have did it to Twitter. I could go all kinds of stuff. This is the power, y'all. Hopefully you're seeing that. And when you come across this, now let me show you another one. Now that's one, right? That was the, this is the second part of this page. Look at that. Really, really simple to make. Not a page that's, you know, too funky. You know, it looks pretty good on, and I say pretty good on mobile. Some of these things ain't mobile optimized, and that sucks. But if 90% of the people are on mobile, you ask yourself a question: who am I trying to find? The 90% or some 10%, which is fine. If you just, you don't need the whole 90, you just maybe want certain people, right? Okay, so here's another one. So marketing to make money. I do a live session like this. Oh, this is the thank you page. So here is the, both of them are thank you pages. Where is the other one? Okay, so y'all saw that. Let me see. All right. Well, it looks like I just popped up the thank you page. My bad. So no harm, no foul, right? So, but anyway, thank you for registering for this one. This shows you the end result. So now, looking at what you're seeing here, ask yourself a question. Can I work with this guy that he can show me this stuff? And then, like I was talking about the family over in India, I says, look, get together with your family and y'all figure out how you can do something and share and teach somebody else that. Use all the free tools that you possibly can. I'll show you how to do that. And then the collective mind of the whole household is trying to figure out. So, you know, you and the wife, you and the girlfriend, whatever it is, y'all sit there and, there has to be no grift. There has to be none of that kind of stuff, right? You literally are saying, what can we learn today, teach tomorrow, and get paid the next day? Y'all see it? You learn, you create, you launch something, you then position it so that it gets you paid. That's the key, right? All this other stuff I keep hearing out of some countries and all that stuff, stop that. It does not have to go that way. And you can change your whole family dynamic. Now, I say this with this caveat. Nothing's typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised. But I wouldn't be worth my salt. I wouldn't be the Monetize Your Life guy if I didn't say, here's how you change your life circumstance through sheer willpower and learning, creating, launching, and positioning so that you get paid. Y'all get it? All right. So now let me show you this, and then we're gone. As I talk about quickly, if I were to build something very, very quickly, I would do it like this. I would go to sales page. I would go to create. I would say, what do I want to create? I would use this. I would say, I want to run a webinar. I would say DD webinar. Okay, let's say. I would say US dollar or whatever dollar or whatever dinero that you use, right? I would say run an evergreen webinar. Y'all see what I just did there? Evergreen webinar. Okay, I got the DD webinar, let's say, right? I'm going to pop it open. Now it's giving me everything that I need. It's saying, here's the registration page. Here's the thank you page. Here's the broadcast page. Now we then go in. Now I'm going to show you some really cool stuff, man. We look at this. We go, all right, cool. What can I show? Okay, this is a webinar. So let's say you got the family dynamic thing going. You're saying, as a family, I don't care if that family is broke as a joke. Y'all know how to survive. Y'all know how to live. You ate yesterday. You didn't eat yesterday. You ate the day before. How did you do that? What did you roll up on? How did you answer the question? Did you tag team? How do you go when somebody's running contests and win $50? One person is going to be looking stuff up. One person is going to be trying to see if they got it right. The other teach that. Hopefully I put you up on some game right there. Yeah. That's not grift. That's not theft. That's not underhanded. That is sheer putting it together and making it work. I kid you not. That's how it goes. All right. So watch this. I'm going to grab what I'm doing now is I'm literally just going to grab a registration page. Now this is already connected. I can move these around, but why wouldn't want to put the broadcast first, right? I would say I want them to register. I want to have a thank you page, and then I want them to be able to see what I'm teaching them. I'll give you an example. What did I just do today? I just taught this. So could I use that video to then teach it again live or on automatic? That's the point. I think y'all getting it. So look at this. I go here. I'm going to select this template right here. Now, don't go around me. Grab the thing from the link, because this is what I do to help you. So why would you take money out of my pocket? Come on. So this right here means 72 seconds. 7,200. I was like, when I first saw that, I thought, oh, that's 7,200 minutes. What the hell? So you got to do it in terms of seconds, right? So 7,200 seconds is how much? So 7,200. My math geniuses, y'all on it. Divided by 60 seconds per minute. That's 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. Y'all get it? So you use this. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to go in and edit the page, right? So we're going to go in here. We're going to edit the page. It gave us a template. Now imagine this. We got a template now. We didn't even have to think it up. We didn't have to do the hard work. Now I can get rid of all this mess here because I may not want all this. It essentially becomes your sales page. You may or may not want all this, right? So let's see. Do I want to get their email address? Well, as soon as they sign up, I'm going to get that anyway. So maybe I don't need all that. So we can get rid of all this stuff right here by literally just going here and doing this. We go, okay, cool. Maybe I want to get rid of all of this. Or maybe you want to just code something up. Y'all get it? If you got a big brain, take all this stuff out and put a code in. Now, it's not going to function the same way. You got to make sure you got some of the things that lead them to the next page, et cetera, et cetera. Or put your code in because you can put your code block in just like anything else, right? You put your code block in right here, and then you drop your code in, right? So whatever your code is, that becomes what you can also do too. So I just give you choices. There it is. So you can go ahead and drop your code in right there. Bam. Right. So you put some stuff together. Just make sure that the code has all of the next things that the page itself has already given you, is already built into the design. Are y'all with me? All right. So now I have this. I got all this stuff. It's going to then do. Now, I don't need all this. You don't need it. It looks like a regular page, but because we picked that particular one, that's what it's giving us. Now, if we picked a different one, then that becomes another conversation. Look at this. Which one did I pick? Right down here. So I could have picked this one. I could have picked this one. And that's the cool thing about this. And I want to show you, man, why this is so much fun is that you may go, shoot, I really like the way they did that, but I don't like that other one. So let's say you selected this and you says, cool, I'm going to go ahead and edit the page. I'm going to look at the page, but I don't like that. I like this other one. How I was able to teach somebody to build a website in an hour is because I said what we're going to do is we're going to do something like this. We're going to save this. Let's say we like that. We like the spacing. We like the words. We like this little image right here. We like this thing that carousels. Okay, great. So save it. So we hit save, and then it saves that section for you. You create your block. Now you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm giving y'all so much good stuff. And you can start with System.io for free. Now, they're not going to let you stay free forever, and some things that you might want to consider if you want some additional functionality. But I tell people, if you got $17, and that's what it is, $17 a month for the lowest tier. Webinar tier is a little bit higher. If you got $17 a month, but I can show you how to run a webinar. So hopefully Aurelian over there at System.io don't hear me. I can show you how to run a webinar just using a regular page. Why? It's because we're going to use the blocks and we're going to make sure that we do some cool stuff. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of giving you extra. I don't have to. It's been an hour. I don't have to give you this stuff. So I say, honor it. Buy me some coffee. Don't be cheap. Buy me some coffee. Go over there and honor the work that we're doing today. And the fact that I've just literally, hopefully, you've been able to look at this and go, wait, what? I can potentially do. Yeah, you can potentially do this too. Now, it's not typical implied, guaranteed, or even promise that you will, make a dime from any of this. You can be doing all this stuff for nothing. But I can't tell you this. We buy stuff all the time. We buy food because we want to eat. We buy clothes because we don't want to be running around naked. We buy educational material because we're trying to get smarter or do a job. So let's see if I got this right. If you made clothes, could you sell the clothes? Yes. If you made food, could you sell the food? Yes. Well, on the information side, you learn something, you create something, you launch it, give people a chance to buy it. Could you then be on that side of it? Yes. And that's all I have to say. I just taught you something. Learn it, create from it, launch what you learned and created, and position it so that it goes out there like little pieces of digital real estate. This is my hope for you. This is what I want. And I oftentimes don't tell grown folk what I want from them. This is what I want from you. I want you to honor our time together by creating something, by launching something, by getting a piece of digital real estate out there. Now, I'm on here every single day creating a digital piece of real estate. If you're listening, that's time. Honor the time by saying, I learned something with the time that I gave Randy or, the algorithm. I'm going to help them. Maybe you're going to go out and subscribe to the channel. You're going to send it to friends and says, I got a couple of bucks. I don't know what y'all going to do. You can try whatever, but don't let them mess up your game. But, do that for me. That can help spread the channel. And then if I show you some things, I hope that you go, I'm doing that. I'm doing that right now because I can see how it can return on my time. Y'all get it? Not ROI. ROI is return on investment. Well, let's say return on investment of time. ROIT. ROIT. This is how I help you return on your time. Why? Because I talk about that as the Monetize Your Life guy. This is a part of your life you just gave me. Thank you. I honor that. I appreciate the time. I just gave you something that you now can create because of. I gave you some of my time. Honor it by doing it. Not by coming in here asking me for money, but going and saying, I'm going to build something. And I'm going to go out there and create my digital empire, my digital real estate empire. You let other people buy that digital real estate garbage on the ground that they got to go over there and clean out sewers and all that mess. I want your empire to be a digital empire. I want this time next year you saying, dude, I just came on looking for money and you taught me some stuff and I was able to parlay that into a digital real estate empire because I create it every day. I listen, I create it every day. I listen some more, I create it every day. And it's like, if you know about farming, then you know farming is all about planting the seed. Now, you're not foolish enough to believe that as soon as I plant the seed, my tree's coming up. Water it. Keep the animals from eating it, right? The birds are watching you. They're going, oh, there's a seed down there. Let's get it. And then nurture it as it's coming up. Protect it from the weather. Protect it from the bugs. And eventually, when it grows, it'll feed everybody. It can feed a village. Y'all feel me? What I'm showing you is the seed, planting it. Not only am I showing you to plant it, I'm even saying don't dig with your hands. Here's a shovel. Use a shovel. Here's a pick. Use a pick. That kind of things. People that just give you the gold don't do you any good. But people that show you how to use the shovel to go dig your own have literally changed your life. That's what I'm doing right now. Hopefully, you go out and use these things to your advantage. And one day we'll talk about it. One day you'll send me a note and says, dude, I didn't believe you because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't have the self-confidence. I didn't have the belief. I thought politically things were all messed up. I thought that, I couldn't concentrate because I was hungry, whatever it is. And that one day you say, yeah, but I got over myself. Because I'll tell you, I fast. And when I fast, all I think about is food. But the moment I stop thinking about the food, then what happens is a massive amount of clarity. So I say it doesn't matter your situation. Once you get past my situation and you start going, what can I plant today that will feed a village tomorrow? That's my hope for you. That's my expectation. It ain't even a hope. That's my expectation of you. So hopefully this time that we have spent together, me showing you how people are making money from webinars, showing you that Russell Brunson, there's a lot of people doing it. And then that would just be information. Okay, thank you very much, sir. You just showed me how that didn't do nothing. But then I says, oh, and here's a tool. Oh, and here's a tool you can use for free. Oh, and here's how you use the free tool. Oh, and then here's how y'all get it? Good. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. I believe that this, what I'm about to tell you next, can get you paid. How do I know? It's because I'm already paying people to do it. I'm just saying, I believe that Claude Code, learning Claude Code and how to make a skill. Now, I'm not over my skis when I talk about this because I've been doing this all day long. I'm telling you, literally, all I've been doing is making skills. In other words, little instructions on what to do next. Now, here's what I mean. So let's say you have this big old, hey, I like to do this, I like to do that. You got 15 different instructions on how to do something. I'll give an example. Here is one of mine. It's like the editing process. You probably can't see it. It's the editing process. Now, in the editing process, one of the things that I like to say is I say, okay, first thing, take the raw episode, edit with Camtasia, load up to YouTube, get the link, put the link in the Taja, use a transcript to make a gamma, use AllowDoc to create the flipbook. I'm going through all of these different things. And the point is, when we start programming skills, it's like a little employee for you. I'm telling you. In fact, it's like a $20 a month employee. I shouldn't even say it out loud. But let's see if I got this right. I'm going to have something. I'm going to pay it $20 a month. It's going to do what I tell it to do. It's not going to need vacation. It's not going to ask me for time off. It's not going to, talk back to me. Because it's going to take what you told it to do and just do it. Now, here's one of the cool things about creating a skill. Once you learn it, you create a personal skill. Are y'all getting it? So you learn how to tell it what to do. How would you do that? Well, we're going to use another big brain. We're going to use our Chat GPT. We're going to use Claude Code to say, hey, Claude, how should I talk to you? Now, I'm just talking about the regular Claude. I'm not even talking about going into co-work and all that stuff. You've been hearing a lot of stuff about that. I might do a video on co-work here pretty soon. Co-work is a little bit different, and they know it too because they're charging a bag for it. But I started asking the question, wait a minute, do I gotta go and get co-worker to do what I need to do? And Claude says, nah, you don't need to. It just helps because it gives you so much more you can do. Let's go ahead and look into this. Now, what I want to show you is various ways that you can earn from Claude Code and making skills. Did y'all hear what I just said? How you can. Now, I like to say my disclaimer here. Like I say, my online mentors have taught me well. Say the disclaimer. Here it is. This is for educational purposes only. This is not typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promise that you will make a dime from doing this kind of stuff. But God dog it, isn't it fun to try? Y'all want to try something? We got to have some music for this. I think we should have some music. What do you think? Some music? All right, let's go to my music creator. All right, musiccreator.com. Yeah. Musiccreator.ai. Y'all try it for yourself. I didn't leave it in the description field, although I do work with them because I just didn't feel like it today. Right? No, every now and then I like that country music, man. Beyonce, she done did it for us. But anyway, so look at this. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this up, right? We're going to go ahead and present this. Making money with Claude skills. This is the key part of this, right? And I didn't even do my presentation right, y'all. Let's go ahead and that's all right. That's fine. Y'all good with it? Hey, y'all good with me making mistakes? If you're good with me making mistakes, let me hear it. You good with me making mistakes? Let me hear it. You are? Okay, cool. Now, here's what I'm going to show you next. This is the fun part, y'all. How can we use what's already out there in very specific ways and in different ways, and then we can capture how it does what it does by creating these things called skills. Y'all down with it? I will show you everything. Now, if you're not ready for it, all right, I can help you. Look at this. Make money with Claw Skills. It's going to give you. You should have your pad and pencil out. Because I think if you pick this up, what you should be doing. I hate to should be doing. I got music going, so I got background, come background. Y'all think like that? I also like video change overlay. It's just so fun, right? This is what we're doing, y'all. We just having fun. Let's change it to green. What y'all thinking? Here it is. Make money with Claude Skill. I created a skill today with the idea that I was taking all of this mess here. I don't even have to write that. Hey, you don't mind that either? Get all that. It's the weekend, so I'm just chilling. All right, so here it is. Look at this. I do all of these list of things, raw episodes. Here's what I do with them. And I had like all of these different things. And I thought, use Read, use Galaxy. I'm going to create this. And I says, I'm tired of doing it. Now I can get my virtual assistants to do it, but I don't pay them. Then they all want to do a couple of things. So here's what we're going to do. Look at this. Discover how to turn AI powered productivity tools into profitable income streams. Isn't that the whole idea? And I'm telling you what, if we are just using those GPTs and so good, we are not doing much. Here's what we should be doing. Learning how to use Claude Skills and selling how you did. Could you sell how you did it? Can. Now ready to get into this? Let's go ahead. How to make money using Claude Skills. AI revolution you can actually use. AI revolution that you can actually use. I don't care that the AI revolution is. Do you? It should not. But look at this. The breakthrough is in this. It does. So wait, like a little employee, that's just tip of the iceberg stuff. If you want to work with me, come in and I'm going to show you the rest. I want to work with me. Okay, all right. I want to work with me. Put it up for you so that your invite. No, not that. Get on the calendar. I'm not even going to ask you to buy me no coffee today. I'm saying, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get in there and make that money. So look at this. This isn't about complex technology. Do I have to be a techie? No. We just got to get our tails out there and do. It's about solving real problems for real people and getting paid well for it. Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. This is not typical implied guaranteed or even promise that you can pay. Education purposes only. Take it like that. Oh, look at this. If I can program a thing that does what I tell it to do every single time, first of all, it's going to save you time. That's already because it'll. This is what mine does. This is what my skill does. This is what my skill does. Immediately when I go and put something in, I have put it in there. I have created the skill so that it asks me a couple of questions, clarifying questions, because I forget something. The next thing it does is it says, let me go to the skills and find out basically how to answer. That's what it does. Because there's certain things when I trigger it, when I say something like YouTube video, and it knows to go to the YouTube video skills because I have given it instructions. You talk about what? I try to get my VAs to do that. All right, are you with me on this now? This is how we start thinking about it. We talk about the AI revolution, not just using ChatGPT. I got some crap today. Virtual assistant sent me literally ChatGPT answer to my question. I could have did that. They literally sent me a chat GPT answer. And I told them, look, I'm asking that you think for yourself. Was that wrong? Was that wrong? I mean, come on. I mean, they're trying to please you, but just, think for yourself. Now, will I take that to pay X amount of dollars a month? So, I might as well shut up. But anyway, look at this. What makes skills different? Skill is basically saying I'm giving instructions. Before skills, this is what happened. AI could only provide advice and suggestions like having a smart friend who talks but can't actually help us. You need you got give me an example. I was watching something on YouTube. Now I was like vehemently disagreeing with you. They were saying that a lot of color entrepreneurs, to get it right, of color entrepreneurs are over mentored and underfunded. So when I saw it, I was like, wait, what? They're over mentored and underfunded. And in fact, she went on to say that we, we should give we should give of color entrepreneurs access to our Rolodex. No, I was talking to Linda and I said, I'm doing that. I worked hard for that freaking Rolodex. And I don't know what they're bringing to the table. I don't know all their skills. I don't know all their blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But then I'm listening to a comic talk about how they always work together. So I was confused. And I started going, well, what if I showed you how to make money in YouTube instead of giving you my freaking Rolodex so you can make money from my phone? So I was like, "Mm, I get it, give you my Rolodex, but I worked hard for that Rolodex. It's like I went out, did all this work, accumulated all this opportunity and knowledge, people, etc., and I'm supposed to just give it to you. So anyway, look at this. Skills offers us an opportunity. You put all your knowledge into a skill, and then it pings that data before it answers your question. Right now, I'm going to show you maybe this is something that I sell. I'm about to tell you next. Could be just anyway. Look at this. AI actively completes the task for you, managing calendars, searching current information. I'm using it to do that next process. Formatting communications and organizing work. How's that? Your advantage. Turn this capability into a service. I just do it for myself. See, I do a lot of stuff for myself. And what I should be doing, because I don't really, I take on certain ones. You come correct thing up there, and you go, hey, you really help me with this? Then I work with you. But certain, I just don't work with a lot of people. I don't. I work with select people that are saying, I pay you because I'm a lot. So either I am literally just giving it to you like I'm doing now, but I will not take cheap cuts. Your advantage. Turn this capability into a service people desperately need. People are just becoming even worse. People think AI will help, but it's not because it's giving people too much and they don't know what. Fast execution means more clients and higher earnings. Here's how you start using it. I want you to watch this very, very carefully. Skills can handle real tasks, managing your calendar. Now, you got a whole bunch of people out there on Fiverr and all this. Can I manage your calendar? Well, I got a tool for that. And headache. Web research, current information. It can access current information from the internet in real time. Now, boom. Let's think about that. It goes out there and searches for it. What are they doing next? Search. So you can stay up to date on everything. If it's non-political, if it's if it's not sports related, I want information on X, and it goes and does it because you just told it. What will you have to do with employee? Email draft. And I don't like AI writing. In fact, a video that I got coming up is called "Stop! Don't Let AI Write." Why? Because it's AI. And there's very specific things out there right now that are checking whether or not this is human. Now you got services that are coming on saying, here's what you do to human. Or you can just not have it right, but you put it in the skill. Always say this, always mention this. Now guess what it sounds like? It is you. You've in essence made a clone of yourself. That's what's probably. I am not a clone. I can tell you because clones don't move like the clones don't do it. I've seen some of the ones that are AI clones, and other than being stiff and not really looking like the person, or sometimes using words wrong, right? Putting dash instead of saying the word. Telling you what dash thing. That's kind of bad. Um, I'm not. I'm not. I don't care if the information's crap now. Crap. Right? It doesn't always sound like you, but so you have to do a couple of things. I may actually spin up a brand new YouTube channel and try it. Randy O AI. All it does is speak on things. I got that. So look at this smart reminders, setting up all these kind of things. Now, here's what I want you to turn. I want you to look at all the things it can do for you and ask yourself the question: if I could do it for others, how many clients could I do? Whereas if you had 4 clients, 5 clients for $10,000 a month, how much is that? Just imagine. Okay, $45,000 a month. But now you have skills that speak in the manner of that person. How many could you handle? Now, y'all know I'm getting ready to tell y'all the single person business is everything. I want you to be in the room making millions, be in the room making thousands, be in the room making hundreds, whatever it is. Single person business. Single person business. Let's get out of our head that we have to have all this other because we got stuff like this. All right, now with it, event coordination, planning logistics, mapping locations, creating detailed event time. Tell me what to do. You don't forget. You don't come in the next day having eaten too many carbohydrates and say to you, you're not going to catch it over there at the water cooler. You have that as an opportunity. Look at this. Here's why it's going to be creating income opportunity for you. Now, I can't say it will for sure. It will imply guarantee it's not. Educational purposes, not financial advice, it is. Okay. Here's the formula. People are overwhelmed with stuff. We know it. There's stuff I hate. I mean, I literally just finished up doing six, six, count up 6 YouTube videos. And then I got a whole lot more that I could do. Y'all hear me? I got a whole lot more that I could do. This paper is yellowing because I got something from 8/11/2023. A video that I did, wrote it down, never put it out. Before I tell you. Why? Bottleneck. I became the bottleneck. So I kept the paper itself, and I says, I promise I'm going to. And some of this stuff is like a big old to-do list, and then I keep adding to it. And then I use the board, and the board gets full, and then I get pissed and erase all the board. So When we now have and have determined that we are the bottleneck, we got things that we can do. When we look at Claude skills, this talks to that part. It says that people are overwhelmed with administrative tasks. They'd rather be doing something, taking a nap, whatever. Look at this. What if a client paid you $50 to organize their stuff? I'm just saying, you what would normally take 2 hours skill would take 20 minutes. Now that's 6 clients in the time you used to take to serve one. So here's the difference. Look at this: $300 instead of $250. Don't tell me that it can't work. Don't do that because it's clearly showing you. Now you may go, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I'm not technical." Who says you have to be technical? You just got to figure out if you're organizational. Then you start thinking, how can I organize this? How can I help them? Hey, what if they just? What if I just sold? Now, could you sell other things? Yeah, virtual assistants. Our virtual assistants aren't expensive, but I still don't like that. I'm just gonna say, if and I asked them once. I said, "Hey, listen, we're in it. I've used based here. Don't be hollering. I've used virtual assistants here, I had assistants here. They were expensive, all kinds of stuff. Man. I've had virtual assistants over in India, over in Africa, very expensive sometimes. But versus you doing that work, let me just tell you, it is beneficial versus you doing that work. Now, my virtual assistant will hear this conversation with you. And I tell them, look, you could be doing more. You could be doing more. They schedule my stuff out. First, they were doing it every day. Like, no, man, what are you doing? Schedule out for a week. Schedule out for a month. Not do that. And they probably could do more even than that. I'm going to start doing some in real time videos that's going to be pinging off the stuff that's going on. That's going to be interesting. Look at this. Manage calendars. We know that. Create weekly schedules and priorities. Earning potential. 25 to $50 an hour. But that's based on what you charge. Key is right here. How many clients can you have now that you have learned how to program things in quality? You want that help? You got to get it on the calendar and do it. Social media scheduler, yeah. You can do this kind of stuff all day. I'm surprised, even stateside, because some people don't want to work with people in India. They don't want to work with people in South Africa. They don't want to work with people in the Philippines. They just don't want to do it for whatever reason. But you could say, that's fine. You don't want to, okay, here, I'm right across the street. I'm right down the street. I'm right here in town. Whatever. You then can go and become all of this social media, scheduler, services, deliverables. Here's the revenue model. So you notice, I'm going to make this slide available to you. I just got to put some links and stuff in there. The revenue model, $200 to $400 monthly per client. That's cheap. 200 for, guess what? Now your social media stuff gets done. Done. What do you think? Does that work? What makes this valuable? So imagine this research assistant. Oh my God, you got a skill now. And you don't have to tell people that. Sometimes you may have to make known that their information is exposed to AI. So if they don't care, they go, well, could you do it? And eventually, when they get to the point where it's like, we're tired of paying you, we would like to hire you. We like to show us how to do it. If you can create a service. Never think that if you're working for somebody, that relationship will last. Not in this. People are looking to automate faster. So why not be the person that teaches the organization how to? Did you hear what I just said right there? Why not be the person that teaches the whole organization how to? Jasmine says, embrace mistakes. Yeah, when you embrace mistakes. Now, Jasmine, here's something to consider. Right? I'm not embracing AI mistakes. I tell AI, you better get yours. Oh, I tell it all the time, right? So, but you could do this. You could do this, become a or research assistant, and go out there and gather information using skill and make it back. I'm just saying, you talk about a side hustle. I'll give you an example. Really burnt is somebody was saying that they were going to go out and get a second job. And I says, why? That second job, as cold as it is in Michigan, I says, now imagine you got to go to your second job. The people that may or may not come in, you got to get out of your one to go to your second job. And get that. This is your second job. Figuring out how to make people's lives easier by offering services, gather data, fact check, verify stuff, use create research summary. I literally spent the day eating my keto diet, drinking coffee, and literally going in here, not just charcoal, but I need to going in here and pinging off the stuff. I got an email the other day. I said, yeah, I could turn it into something else. But you could also be the person that goes and does research with people and gets suggested and turns into a course. Skills can search the internet in real time, delivering super current, accurate information that sets your information apart. There's this guy right now, man, online. And this guy, gosh, it makes me dizzy how much work he gets. Well, he's got a team. I don't know what the team is. Like single person, single person business approach. That's what we're talking about. And he has an AI that and automations. Now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to take the course he's offering to show me how to use all the could I go over to Udemy? Yeah, gosh, if you go to Udemy, it's going to take me. I had to because you get into the course, it's like 10 hours. Uh, that I don't know. Give me an hour of hard hitting how to do, but they have to do that. Or you can wade through YouTube videos, people selling stuff and trying to get you into their whatever, and then giving you the whole information. And every now and then you find somebody that he goes, hey, look, $50 a month to get into my program. I'll show you how to do X, Y, Z. Spend the $50, cancel if you don't like it. I do the same thing. I says, hey, listen, come into the monetize your life. I literally haven't even put the date up yet. Seriously, here it is. You can get in there right now. If you make it in before I put the payment you will, right? So let's look at, I think it is your personal income. I think it's this one right here. It gets you right into monetize your life community. And I don't even like showing it. There it is, right up there. Are y'all seeing it? I think I got it on the right side. Tell me if it's in the link. I used it the other day. But this right here literally will get you into. I'm gating this thing. I just forgot to put my gate up. It's a financial gate. I'm going to be charging. I think for this particular group, I'm going to be charging like $27.83. And this is where I will be going. I have to charge $27. I usually have my stuff down to the penny because I understand the inputs and outputs. So look at this. Research assistant. Bam. Could you do that? Could you use skills? You're gonna just take your let's say, for example, you're using the free version, which if you're using the $20 version, you can do some stuff. But what if you get the $100 version because you get to do more stuff? I mean, the $100 one, right? You go, oh my God, a tool for $100? Yes, because guess what? Cheaper than an employee. What if you had, and now as a result, you're making $4,000 or $5,000 now? Not to apply guaranteed income, will, but with what we know, what we have heard, and what we have seen, could you go out there and get yourself some clients and then pay for the big money? Yes. Are you going to? No. Why not? You got other stuff behind that. Event coordination help. If I'm going on a trip, plan it for me. Because I mean, they got tools right now. Google's got their own tool. All right, I will do it for you. Go ahead. I did that other one, and it's like, man, this is terrible. I'm thinking out of my own head. What should I plan? Where you would plan an event, you could have uh, you can program a skill to go out there and find local whatever. Find for the people you're working with and for, find them local guys, have it all set up. As soon as they get there, boom, a car. Next one, boom, to the hotel. Next one at the hotel. The guy comes and says, y'all ready to go? Yeah. Even though Google is starting that same kind of deal, right now people still want that in real life. They still want somebody working with it. Right? So now you can go and do that. Let's see if anybody's all right, there's one. Okay, I see you. Day of support, real time schedule adjustments. Boom. $50 to $100 per event. Probably more. I know people that are in this space, wedding planners, and they need help. They need somebody to do some things. Right? Two people, and another one that does just straight events. And you always need help. Now they got people that set up. They need this other background help. Save them time. Okay, what about this? Personal productivity coach. Now, since I stopped watching TV, my productivity has gone through the roof, so I'm good. But I could still have somebody do some of these things here. I could still do some of this, have some people do this kind of stuff right here. And then here's the possibility. Now, typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised, it is not. Educational purposes, it is. That's what this is. Here's what I like to do. Why I call myself a monetizer life guys, because I'm showing you flawed skill and how to use it in your life. Flawed skill sitting over there, how to use it in your life. Now, could you use GPT in similar ways? You can literally tell it, I want you to, every time I do a thing, tell me inside and out stuff that I charge. Get Claude, practice on yourself, offer free practice, create your offer. Oh my gosh, if I have to tell somebody to create an offer one more time, I'm going to be doing a live in real life class. It's cold as all get out. I don't know how many people are going to show up, but I'm going to be doing the class. This will be the third week, and we're going to be talking about creating offers, and we're going to practice on creating offers because they're not creating offers, right? I'm gonna be doing that. All kinds of stuff. Offers on Facebook, offers on Nextdoor, offers at on local community groups. Reach out to your network directly. Could you be doing this? Yes, Randy. Here's your action plan. Set it up. Access Claude skills and organize your own schedule. Practice on you. Solve your own problem. See, I talked about this right here. Here's my process. Take the raw video, edit Rick Camtasia, load up to YouTube, get the link, put the link in the diagram, use a transcript. Now I got this as a paper. I should have just go right over there, plug it in to Claude, create the skill, and I don't have to remember this. Get rid of all. Then position you yourself so you can get paid. I know how I do. I talk about learning. I talk about creating. I talk about I want you to get yes. All right, this is it. Create your offer, create your service offer, and share it with your network. Now, this is a little bit. This video is a how-to. Now, you can make money. Cool. Not to say that you will. It's not typical employee guarantee that you will. People that try this kind of stuff, man, I pay for this, and I'm so that means you have possibilities. Stop begging for money and start doing stuff. I gotta do something. Not do nothing. Social media, boom, look at this. I'm 3,500, maybe. Yep. About 2 grand, about 3,200. Research, and all this stuff. Now, let's say if you put them all together, you got clients that you do all of this stuff. You need it. Yeah. Some people do not run their own life. They have people. Why not? Why not it be you? Why not it be you? You don't need to be a genius. You don't need fancy degrees. You simply need to do something useful that saves people time and reduces their stress. These are big. Who wants stress? Skills. I'm using all skills. Now, if you notice, a lot of these GPTs, they do not. You can't be an affiliate. So me talking about cross skills, I do this without any kind of communication. While others debate whether AI will change everything, it is you can start earning money today, solving immediate practical problems for who? Real people. I just told you. I'm always in need of help. Start your journey this week, next week, next month. This is what I want you to do first. This week. Try cross skills. Okay? Just go in there. Gmail. Google it. How do I organize your own week? See the power firsthand. Help one person for free and collect the testimony. I've never done this for anybody. Go do it for somebody. How'd you like it? What happened? How did we help your life? Tell me about it. Here, let's get on Zoom and then let them talk. And you take that as the testimonial. Land your first paying client, even if it's just $40. That proves the model works. $40. So you say, hey, I'm gonna go do research. I'm gonna go do research. But now watch this. I got let's say client and she's in hospice care space. Now this friend is in a area that is very sensitive. You've got people's loved ones that are transitioning. But when we talk about research, and latest and next thing that could be done, she could use this. If you're on here and you're listening, you can use this. Create a skill. When we talk about creating systems and automations, I hear some other coach talk about this. I chunk my lunch. Everybody says that. Create a system. And you'd be like, well, how's that look? You can even show. Well, here's a system. Well, now we tell skills, Claude, you create a skill in Claude, and you say, here's what I want you to do. Every single week, I want you to go out and see what is the newest thing in this area. What's the newest offers? What are some things that I can offer? What is the price point I can offer? It does what you tell it to do. That is the creation of a system by way of automation. You get it? Next month, scale to 5 to 10 clients. Right? I want you to do this. I want you to try this. This is your offer. I want you to work on yourself first, solve your own problem first. Because look, at the very least, you solve your own problem. Very least. You know, next week, go out there and says, hey, I've been working with this thing called Claude Skills. You don't even have to talk about it. It says, look, I have figured out a way to rapidly systematize what you're doing, and I'd like to help myself. I'm gonna next scale to 5 to 10 clients. 5 to 10, yeah, 5 to 10. They'll kind of give you an idea of their. I will pay for this without even flinching about this because we do already. Think about how many dinners we've had in the last couple of months. Oh yeah, you went out and spent $89. Mr. and Mrs. Crab, and you spent over $100 because it was 2.5 with the grandbaby or something. You never, you spent over $100, and you did that one time a week for 4 weeks. That's $400. So what could you have done with that $400? Well, you could have had the higher version of different software tools going out there doing stuff for you. Get yourself 5 to 10 clients. Let them pay for your lunch. Let them pay for your dinners. Just $100. That's fine. 10 clients. That's a lot. Now get it. Say, wait. What if they were paying 1,000? Because they don't. You figured out how to tell them that they're going to have to do it. You don't want to mess around with AI because, well, that takes another person trying to figure it out. Shove it on. That's what's happening. You're shoving AI on an employee sitting there going, wait, I got to work with the thing that's going to potentially replace me? I ain't doing that. It's an attitude. So they try not to adopt it. So you come in and says, no, I'm your fractional AI assistant. Fractional, and you just put me up. Take your first steps, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. It is out there for you, and I just shared with you the things to do. Figuring out how you get in there and create skills for the stuff that you do already. You got little checklists for. You got like I'm looking at sticky notes for. That becomes a Claude skill. Literally say, here is my note. Here's how I train somebody. Note, 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 note. Now create a skill for that, and then what I'm going to have them do is go to you and have a question after you, and just say yourself. That's how you use skills to make you mad. Yeah, it's also not to go and try the computer or have something people that try this stuff. Nothing. This is for education purposes. But I hopefully I could show you how to go get your bag. So go get your bag and stop playing. Talk to you tomorrow. This is a 30-minute course building lesson that I teach all busy people. Now, the reason why I teach it this way, and I'm going to be showing you here coming up, is because, well, you're busy. And I keep hearing it over and over again. Hey, I don't have a lot of time. Well, I'm going to say a couple of things to that. If you don't have time, then we're going to get somebody to do it for us. Fair enough? Get somebody to build stuff for you. Now, you may go, well, I need to touch it, feel it, because it's mine. This question, how do I build fast? Because I got a lot of ideas, comes from a coaching client that I have by the name of Rod. Let me show you some of the stuff that Rod is doing just very, very quickly. He's got some brilliant things that he's building, and he's been using, Chat GPT and Gemini. So he wanted to specifically know, how do I build this for Gemini? Okay. Now that's the number one thing. How do I build this for a specific? Now, this is the key part. How do I build this for a specific or using a specific tool? You're going to be using different tools. That's fine. But this particular tool, you can do the same things. And I'm going to be showing you here in a second. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that Rod has going on. He is building out using some very specific tools, and out of, for his own, because I don't want to show you everything, right? So anyway, so he's got some good stuff going. All right, now let me show you this real quick. So here's a couple of things that he's got going on that he wants to know about, right? He wants to know, how do I put all of this stuff, module 1, module 2, module 3, how do I put all of this stuff that Gemini is telling me so that I can make sense out of it? He's got a lot of brilliant things, a lot of cool ideas. I like the ideas. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and answer his question so that I can show you all while I'm literally answering his question for him. All right. So I love being able to take questions from people that write in. And I've always said that if you got a question about any of this stuff, just write in. So we're going to use some of the things that he is asking questions about. How do I use this tool to create this course? That's one of the biggest things when we start talking about building stuff that people say, I still don't know how. So I says, okay, cool. I'll take questions, whether you send them on DM or you send them by way of, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you want to leave a comment. And I'm going to go ahead and answer it. Now, I'm going to give you some choices. I typically like to do things in twos. In other words, I will typically have two softwares that I use. Why? Because I have found that this one does one thing, that one does another. And then if I can look at the cost of having both, and they're not as expensive to having maybe some other one out there, I'm not going to say names. Anyway, so Kajabi. But anyway, so I found that it's very, very expensive, and I can get away with using two different ones because they do different things and they have different ease of use. So let's say I'm building in one and I have like a virtual assistant or something building another. Then you can test out stuff. Now, there's also the opportunity, especially with the second one I'm going to show you, the second one or the first one I'm going to show you, to do it for free. If you get the link in my description field on YouTube, then I will show you this stuff. All right. So if you're all ready to see that, let me go ahead and show you it's going to be quick because you can build very, very quickly using this tool. And this is the whole point, is I want you to be able to build quickly. That's it. Build quick, build quick. None of this stuff that takes all this time that you think it takes. We don't need to do that kind of stuff anymore. Now, even those courses have been taking their hit. They ain't been taking no hit. Everything's fine with courses. But you know what? We got to have some music for this, right? Let's go ahead and get our music creator AI, and let's go ahead and get some music for this. I'm going to walk you through how to do this stuff. It's really, really fun. I think you're going to like it a lot. So let's see what we got. All right. Got Phoenix Rising. Let's go ahead and Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising. Turn it down a little bit. All right. Here it is. Are y'all ready? All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and take 30 minutes and figure some stuff out. Yeah. Now, here it is. This one's going to be using this particular tool here. You've seen me talk about this tool before, but it's really, really easy to do. Look at this. Got all kinds of stuff across the top here. Now, this is for Rod, who asked, how can I create this stuff really, really fast, right? I'm in the courses section now. I'm going to add new course, right? This is the key. Add a new course. So let's go ahead and name it. Let's go ahead and call it our new course. Fair enough? Now, you can put all kinds of different domains with our new course. No, let's call it something else. Our 30 minute course. Because people don't want to take a long stuff anymore, right? So what we can do is put together something really, really fast for them. They take that and then they come back with the rest. Are y'all with me? So now I use this domain right here because I have it in there right now. I got a whole bunch of other domains that I can use. All kinds of stuff in here, but I use this one. Let's make money with it because I like it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. Our new course, right? Make money with it.com, school.course, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm gonna say 30 minute. Let's just say 30 minutes. I put the dashes in there because it just makes sense. People trying to read that, they can literally see it. I used to always put the dashes. So this is it. So, all right, now it's giving you an option, especially in this particular one. It gives you some options. Hey, you want this grayish color? Do you want the course to have a brownish color? Do you want the course to have a green color, purple color, blah, 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 blah. Right? I got a friend who has she's got a business, and her colors are purple. This is you watching. Fantastic business. Now, should she be making courses? Absolutely. Why should she be making courses? Well, because she can teach on the stuff that she has done, and then it gives her another chance to earn extra money in a different way. Here are the 15 things. It could be something like that. 30-minute course that says, here are the 15 things never to do at when your loved one is sick before you put them in hospice or something like that. Before hospice comes in or something like that, right? So now here it is. Look at this. Green, black, black top, red. I don't like those colors right here. So I kind of like these colors. You don't get caught up on that. You just say, I want to select this thing. I'm going to hit save. Watch this one. Really easy. Now it goes up here. Now it's going to ask, okay, do you want to open me up? Yes, I do. Now let's look at this. Let's think about modules. Just, we don't get too caught up on what that means because again, 30-minute course. Right? I tell busy people, don't get caught up on this. Let's just jump in here, add a module. Or if you want me to do it, then I'll work with you to do that. But you got to on my calendar. Should I put my calendar up, y'all? If you want help with this stuff, let me go ahead and find my calendar. You want help? You should actually screen it. So get on my calendar. If you want to get on my calendar, you can do it right here. Right? Go ahead and click on that, get on my calendar, and you can check. All right, so here it is. So just think about what is the module and then what is a lesson within the module. You will see it said a different way. Use a different tool, that's fine. I have to use it. So we're going to go ahead and add a module. And we want to name that module. What is that module? So let's say the module is start here first. Right? So we want people to start here, wherever here is for you. So you want to get them in to the course, kind of say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Here's a big overview. 30-minute course. Fire. Start here. Now you see it says now. They're going to start here. And I like to explain it really simply like this. Well, what are you going to teach? Well, I'm going to teach them a lesson. I'm going to teach them a lesson. So I say add a lecture. I don't like lecturing folks, but let's call it a lesson. They call it a lecture. So we're going to add a lecture. Now, here is where some magic starts happening. Again, I like to teach busy people this because look at it. Already in like 5 minutes, it's done. And I'm talking. So I'm going to name it. What will be that first lecture? So the first lecture, if I want them to start here, should probably be introduction. Introduction, right? This right here means when they buy your course or when you give it to them, you're going to get do they get it right away? That means zero delay. Or do you want them to get it after a couple of days? Why would you, if I buy something or I want something for free, man, give me my stuff right now. This one right here also says, would you like them to be able to comment on the course as they're taking it? So that could be good for loving it. They can put comments in. I like to take them off. Good, bad, or indifferent. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now look at this. Here's what I want to show you. There's different things that we can look at. I'm going to show them to you all because I'm going to give you choice. That's why I chose two different ones that you could literally pick because I want you to have choice. Fair enough? Cool. Let's look at the template. Now, the templates are going to change based on how you're going to teach your course. So on this particular template, it's just words. If you notice, there's just some words up here that you can change. It's just showing it's a preview, so let's not get excited. And then you may just want to put some music, maybe an image in there or something like that. So this could be a course that has just some simple things, no video at this particular point. So you can choose this one because you don't want to go through all that. All right, great. Now look at this. Here's where some more magic happens because you can give them resources, downloads, PDF. Here's this part of the course. Now, if you say, well, I thought courses were all just one kind of way, not necessarily. Some courses are just, hey, I got some information. Here it is. When you see this, when you hear this, I just wrote this book. I'm going to give you the resource. I'm going to give you the PDF. All of them have. Now, that's that one. Here's the other. Let's preview this template. And see how we're going so fast. So we're almost done already. Now, I haven't done it back. We'll do that in another video. I'm going to show you 30 minutes of how, as a busy person, you can do it. Anything seem too hard yet? So this is what I was telling the coaching client, is that here's how you now take all that stuff that ChatGPT is giving you, Gemini is giving you, all these different things, boom, do it from quick. First thing first, lecture one. We changed that. This is not the place to change it because this is defeated. But we changed it. But you might want an image. And then you have some words of it. Then you got some more. That more looks like a blog. Then you've got another image opportunity and then other stuff that they can click on. If that's your style of lesson, they're giving you options, optionality on the kind of lesson. Yeah. This is the one I prefer because I always want to walk people through something, show them something. So I'm going to choose this one. I'm literally going to choose it. Go ahead and select it. So now that we have selected it, see what's happening here. Start here. The first lecture or lesson is introduction, right? So what we want to do is we want to open it up. So let's go ahead and open it up, and then it's going to show us how we can then put our stuff in here really quickly. So let's say you have some lessons. ChatGPT has helped you, Gemini has helped you. Now you just want to put a couple of videos. Now we can do something very, very interesting. So if I've got some videos here that are literally my live videos that I'm doing right now. So I'll grab, let's see if it pops in. Okay, so here's the first thing I do. I just literally grab the video. You may have some old videos, or you may have some stuff that you have recordings of, or you get on Zoom and you record some stuff. Fair enough? So you see what's happening. Right now, it's just a video, and it is information. So watch this. I'm going to literally go in here live and change it. So instead of lecture, I don't like lesson lecture because that is not exciting to me, right? So I'm going to say action item. Say something like that. Action item. Bam. How I became a millionaire and nothing like that, right? Because again, this is not typical implied guarantee, right? So you may say action item. How I get myself. I don't know. You may know how to do that. How I get myself, how I get motivated to do what needs to be done. Now you have a chance to put in some words here. What do you do? You may have some words here, or you may go, you know what, I don't need any text. I'm gonna get rid of all of that. Let's say I get rid of this because I don't want the words. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of them. Bam, and see that they're gone. If I say, oh shoot, I really want those words. You do like this. Get them back. Now, here's what you do: get rid of them. Yeah, I don't want those words. Instead, what I want here is I want something maybe audio. So what we do is we pull this over and we can put in an audio. Let's say, now I don't know why you would do video and audio. I'm just saying. So bam, my audio now. Right here in this little space right here, I got a place where I can put some audio stuff. Because you say, you know what, I don't really you don't want to use AI to kind of come on and do these things for you, but so we can do something in the audio section. So see what's happening. Get rid of this real quick. Now again, we're only about 10, 15 minutes in. We almost have a lesson already done. So now we can change out pictures and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm telling my client, listen, take what ChatGPT has told you and plug it in. It's telling you, here's how you do your bullet points. Here's what you say on that lesson. Great. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we can easily do this stuff. Now, see how I do that? I'm going to hit save. And now what's happening is I'm already going to be able to change the go ahead and put in a video because yeah, people like to see something. You don't have to be on the video. That's the beautiful thing. You said you got to be on a video. Nobody. You literally be off video. Just talking. Is that making sense? Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. I got all this information in the description field. I've got tools to use. I've got this tool right here. You've already got it through. I now showing you how to do this. Look at it. We're gonna go here. Look at all this stuff. You see all that junk moving. Don't worry about it. Right in here, real quick. It says, would you like to put in a direct link? In other words, direct link means a URL like you. Or would you like to embed something? You might go, yeah, I want to embed something. Or upload a file. Now, let's say you don't have a YouTube channel, so you don't have a link. So you can upload a raw file. That's a video. I ain't gonna take something from your phone. So now I'm gonna go ahead and say, nope, this is a direct link. In fact, it should be the live. Not this one, look, so I'm never gonna put live because it might just show. So let's see how it's gonna work out. Let's try it. Anyway, so this would be where your video would be right here. So now you put your video in. In fact, let's not use that. Because it's live. All right. So we can put it in a direct link or we can put it in an embed. Right. Do the direct because it was live, but if we need a custom embed, you know, let's see. See what happens. There we go. It's that particular one right here. It's the one that we're doing right now. Of course, all right. So you see it, it's in there. Boom, we hit save. If I click on that thing is going to start playing. So, okay, we got a very quickly, you now have, here's where you make extra possible money. And I say this not to give you financial advice because this is for educational purposes only. It is also not typical by guaranteed or even promise that you will make honor what my mentor say by saying that disclaimer. All right, so let's go ahead and say, look at this. Now we've got a video that is going to start teaching people some stuff, right? It's going to be showing us some things, maybe some stuff that they have never seen before. Only you know, right? That's good. Now here's where you start generating other opportunities. So watch this. If I put in this little area here, if I highlight this one, and it says, "Hey, would you like to link this?" And you're going, "I link that." And you go, "I link that." What am I going to link to? I'm going to link to stuff, or I'm going to link to or I'm going to link to another whatever. So you see what's happening. You got a chance to put in here another opportunity. So let's go ahead and put in now. Let's put in the other thing that I'm going to be doing here. Watch this. Put something in. I'm showing you this other tool. I like to give you choice. That's the point. So it is now in. We double check and make sure it's linked up. Linked up. Linked up. I'm going to have to show it. So open in a new tab. Yep, I want it to open up in a new tab. I'm going to hit confirm. And bam, it's in. Now it's not showing the underline and all that kind of stuff because we are still in the builder itself. What else can we do? We go down here. Now we don't have to keep any of this. You might just go, you know what? A video is good, and what I gave them in here is good. Got a little image, make them excited too. However fast you want to do this is the point. Now, here's what I typically tell very busy people to do. I say, we're going to create blocks, and these blocks, all kinds of different opportunities. My blocks right here. I can have opt-in forms, I can have features, I can have all these things that I saw somewhere. My blocks and all kinds of stuff, other areas that I can very quickly put in. That's the point, right? So let's say I want to pull this right here, and it's blank now, but looks like so that's what I do. I'm going to pull this in over here. I'm going to put it in a spot that gives me this full blue line, not a half a line, not a half a line, right there. I'll see what this happens. All of these could be affiliate links or your other videos or all kinds of stuff that go to other areas. So now we gave them something here, and you can go, okay, to go a little bit deeper, to go enjoy more stuff, which you like to hear. So what I did, I pulled it from a block. In other words, these are predetermined blocks from other courses, from other stuff like this. I know you want to create a block like this, I like that, I like this setup, I like this format. If I want to create this as a block, I don't want to overwhelm you with too much stuff. I just want to show you how I teach busy people to do that. I said, first of all, make sure that you can pull stuff up quick, 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 quick. Boom. Now, course is almost done because it's going to be maybe a short course. Okay? So let's say I got some books and stuff that I want to give. I said, you know what? This is going to be a course, and I'm going to give you all kinds of stuff. See how I did? I clicked over and it jumped over onto this page. Why? Because it was already preset. Oh, that's the beauty. And that's how we get done fast. We create using tools that don't cost us a lot of money, right? That's one of the key things. It's it right. Get that. Come on, right? So we create using opportunities to bring stuff over quick. Boom, boom, boom. Course done. Next one, course done. Next one, course done. Get an idea. Boom, give a course. Now, the course then gives people to your email list, and if you want to sell it, it gives potentially generates revenue. Of course, it's typical implied guarantee that you can die, but you could. So now let's exit out of this. Are you okay with what we see so far? We have created the course by way of a video. We have created the course by way of words. We've created the course by way of extra stuff we may want to give. Everybody follow? Now, how that helps then is when we are on Gemini, when we're on Gemini, and Gemini is saying all of the stuff that Gemini says, right? I'll give you an example. Here we go. Here's what Gemini did for me. So for my client, then, or my coaching client, this is what I then tell him. Hey, Gemini gave you all of this stuff. We wanted to create for us. In this particular case, I had to create this page for me. Once it created this page for me, now at first it couldn't do it. Look at this. It says, please recreate. It says, recreate the site soup to nuts, but redo the whole landing page using different colors. I had another one up here, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it looked, and then I said, recreate it in Gemini. I was literally messing around doing some stuff. Now, this was called Wealth Building in 2008. It's live on another site. I like to show multiple things, multiple tools, so that you can choose. This one right here gives you a 14-day or 30-day free trial, and then they say maybe You know, I like to use it because I got grandfathered in when it first started, and I've been with them ever since, so I don't never get a upcharge. So here's what happens. You use your Gemini. The Gemini starts telling you what it's going to do. You make sure that it does do that, asking it very specific things. He was telling her, well, this, I'm going to do that. Hey, he said, I can't build this. I said, why can't you build it? He said, that's a fair question. I can't physically build it on the website. Well, I know that. She can build it. So I said, okay, no worries. Just create the landing page inspired by this page. That's, you may say, well, I don't have any design perspective now. Because I'm showing you how to do this 30 minute, a 30-minute lesson, I then say, we don't need design experience. We're going to get design experience by way of other sites. Here's one I'll give you an example. I go to this site right here, nuts.com. I look for a page that I like. I then say, hey, very quickly, I want to build this page that looks like this. Ooh, look at all that fancy stuff. It's totally doing all these funky things. So what I do is I hit the little print screen right here, and I says, hey, I want to print this thing. I want the full screenshot, whatever it is. If you want to do a PDF, just print, see if it does it for you. For you, it does. It's capturing all of this. Then I upload it into Gemini, and I say, Gemini, build that. Why? Because that then becomes your landing page. Get people into the course. Got it? Got to have something to sell them. Hey, you don't just take them right over to the course. No, I'm not. This is how we start building in this tool right here. Very easily. Now we get a chance to look at it. It says, okay, great. I want to see how this thing is going to look. You see, got the logo up there. It has who the teacher is because you can put that in a little bit later. Our 30-minute course. Remember that. If you look here, it's got the little thing. It's like this. You don't have a lot of color. But then it gives you the course. It tells you how it's going to look. It tells people where they are when they start taking the course. It's got the actual video. It's got the stuff that we talked about. It's got other images. And then you go down here. I had put something in earlier. Because I put it in some of the code. So it's doing stuff. But anyway, so now we got all of this stuff. Remember this stuff at the bottom. Finally, strategy to get unstuck, tap into the power of your subconscious mind. That with itself, email. So I just show you all the stuff we